So the first week of CSGO competition was a disappointing experience for both Endpoint and Infused. Neither have a map win to their name, and both are desperate to launch their assault on the Elite Series with a moral-boosting victory on this very stage in our third match of today's competition. Now, for Infused and their coach, Neil Murphy, it looked to be a particularly painful week one. Yasmin has caught up with the little legend to find out how he can lift his team for this one.
Just a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more relaxed, aren't we, Neil?
Indeed, yeah. It's nice, yeah.
All right, so this is the second time that I've actually met you. Last week, I didn't have a chance to say hello because you were stressed. You were walking to and fro the green room and the stage. A little bit more calmer today, right?
Yeah, a lot more calmer. It's running really well this week, so just a long week last week and playing against Envious, probably the best team here. We kind of didn't have much expectation to win, but again, playing against Endpoint, we got a lot more hype to try and win this game.
Yep, so you are feeling that your team is quite strong this week?
Yeah, definitely. We're having Fry back. Obviously, he was out last week with his hand, but he's back now. He's one of our star players, so definitely a lot more confident coming into this game against Endpoint, and we'll see how it goes map by map. We've got a game plan, so.
Do you feel like that's what let you down last week, is that you just didn't have your sort of star player?
Can't really blame it all just on that. We just played pretty bad as a team. We went in really prepared. We knew what maps exactly we were going to have against Envious, but they just outgamed us. They were just simply on another level, like I was saying. So, yeah. Hopefully.
How do you think that the Envious have performed today?
I think they're going to win the event quite comfortably.
Really?
Personally, I don't think anyone's going to 2-0 them. They might drop a map here and there, like in the group stages, but playoffs is what matter, and I think they're just going to take it.
Now, where I was talking to Barber before about sort of, now we're getting into our week two. Everyone's a little bit more comfortable. There's a few rumours going around. But do you think out of this whole competition that your team are going to stay strong?
Yeah, I mean, we just got to take it week by week, see what happens. I mean, we've got a mix of experienced players and experienced players, so this is only going to do well for them. As you were saying, a lot more comfortable coming in for the week two. Played against Endpoint, they're kind of on our level compared to Envious, so yeah, more comfortable, definitely.
Is there anyone on Endpoint that you're worried about?
Cryptix, he's a really, really good player. He played really well last week, so probably most scared about him.
You think you've got anyone on your team there that can take him on?
We've got Aaron.
Yeah, Aaron's wicked.
Yeah, I feel like he had a few problems last week with kind of computer, but it's all sorted now, so I think he'll be the star man for us today.
Okay, all right. Well, I wish you all the luck in the world. I'm going to be watching from backstage. Hopefully you're not going to be too stressed today, please.
No, because we're winning 2-0, so.
Oh, there we go. Back to you, Tom.
I absolutely love Neil Murphy now. I think he was just holding his vein the whole time to not get too stressed. You know what, when it comes down to the coaches, it seems very easy to be the coach of Envious, but actually that's easy when a team's winning. You're really sort of judged on how well you perform when your team's not doing that well. He reckons he's done a good job ready for this matchup with Endpoint today. Do you reckon it'll pay off?
I'd assume so. He seems to have done his homework, obviously, trying to think about what map picks. I thought they were going to pick Train, but they picked Mirage. There must be something prepared for that pick, obviously. And he just needs to stay there and keep them motivated, really.
I mean, will we see more of the body language that Neil Murphy shows? He's frenetic. He just constantly moves around. There's hand gestures there. There's thumping of fists.
Never known residents of Ireland to be kind of fiery, you know.
No.
Outspoken.
Never. I mean, is that distracting as a player? Would you say yes?
It depends on the personalities of the players. Some players, I mean, some of the UK players are very quiet, Sometimes you need to fire those guys up a little bit. Maybe they don't have a bit of internal motivation in the same way, It depends. You sometimes get some players who are star players, they want quiet, They don't want people talking while they're playing. So I think really it's a mixed bag. So I'd say it's more, does his team respond to it?
Yeah, I think we can have a little look in a second at Fry's hand, because just seeing that injury, what it looks like, just 2 fingers strapped up. Look at that, just 2. Is that gonna affect his the mouse at all? Really? Is it? It's just 2 fingers. It's not a full card.
Of the fingers to be injured, those are probably the ones you'd want. They're not literally the ones you're pressing the mouse buttons with. They're not necessarily the grip end of it. They're the ones that just hang over the side of the mouse. I think that should be all right. It seems fine from the way his grip goes there.
Yeah, it could be a lot worse, but obviously it'll probably take a few bits to get used to it, but I think he's had enough time, really. Full week off, so should be okay.
Perfect. Well, listen, so much to watch and look out for in this matchup with Infused versus Endpoint. The experts on the panel and the desk here are saying 1-1. I'm turning over to The lovely Herald Banks, both lovely in equal measure, nothing more, nothing less. What are you saying for this one?
Do you know what, for me, I'm thinking Endpoint should realistically take this 2-0, Tom, but really coming down to it, Infused, they've got the fire under their belly, they've got Neil M push them all the way, they've got potential.
Thanks, but my name's not Tom.
Well, saying it to Tom. Thank you, Harold. I'm trying to engage him. I'm trying to keep him going across.
Yeah, no,
shut me down.
Personally, I think this should be a 2-0 for Team Endpoint. They've got the teamwork. They've been together for a while. But then again, over on Infused, you've got a core of players that have played together. All of these players have played together previously, different lineups, different rosters. They have got the experience together. They should be able to put something together. And of course, you've got Fry back now. Fry had a bit of an incident in which he injured his hand. The details of which need not go into.
Oh, okay, it's like that.
Yeah,
oh, dear.
I'm sure it was very harmless. Well, it wasn't harmless because he hurt himself, but that's neither here nor there. At the end of the day, today, really the better team. It's up for discussion. It really is. This is one of the only games today where I could say this could really go either way. Personally, I think it's going to be Endpoint edging it out 2-0.
See,
but
to me, it came down to the map pick because we start off on Cash,
Yep.
and then Endpoint allowed Mirage to be chosen, where they could have gone for Nuke, which I personally think Infused won't be prepared for. That would have been the best decision for him.
Yeah, and Endpoint definitely have a little bit of experience on Nuke. As the lineup goes, this is a little bit different. You know, you've got Pickles, Jesp, and Cryptix in here now. But Jesp has played with Endpoint for a while. Cryptix has stepped in here and there. They have got a little bit of synergy. And Imi and Mighty Max, they've played Nuke before. They've put up some pretty good scores against some pretty good teams. So really, I think that would have been a better choice. It was down between Mirage and Nuke.
If this goes down to that second map where they're at a tie,
Well, it will go down to the second map.
No, but I mean, like in terms of it goes all the way on the second map, and it gets close. They're going to be kicking themselves at the end. There. Say they hit 16-14, they'll be thinking we could have maybe taken this. There's a lot to play for.
I don't think you can think like that. When you start thinking like that, that's when you lose your mind and you end up blaming other people for things. You've got to take what you've got. They've got
typical
Cash.
UKCS then.
Well, exactly. They've got Cash. They've got Mirage. They need to play those maps and win those maps. It doesn't matter what could have happened. That's what's happened, and that's what we're going to have to play. So, underway now. Endpoint versus Infused, first round.
Endpoint CT side, Team Infused on that T side, and it looks already 4 members stacked towards B. They're all going for it. All 5 lined up, running in, and, well, Pickles caught completely in the open there. He's the first man to go down. Jesper's in a good position, and he hasn't been spotted out yet. He's going to be hearing what's going on. Gets the first kill. Can he find a second here? Shooting Frey in the back. Does find the kill. Nice headshot comes in there. And the P2000 putting in work before Trials shuts him down. 3 versus 3. The bomb is down, and Endpoint need to get this retake.
Yeah, this is absolutely essential. What Fry was looking at, I have no idea. Aaron holding close. Mighty Max going to be jumping on him, but it's going to be Aaron to win out the fight. Now the push comes in. Cryptix finds one onto Trials. That's another site. So the site is now weakened with a smoke going down and a kit in the hands of Imi. This could get dangerous. They will not expect the kits, but they spam him down and they take the kill. You can hear the roars coming. And this is the sign of a team where if they can get going, if they can get rolling, you need to stop them quickly. With Neil M behind them shouting away, he's going to be getting that morale up. He's going to be getting them firing on all cylinders. And that's exactly what they need.
Yeah, that motivation is going to be key, and as we said, Neil, such a positive reinforcement of that. Infused, though, they do pick up the first round, and fair play from him. He just try it, pops the smoke down, tries to go for the defuse, but it's never going to happen in a situation like that. They're going to rush straight into it, and here we have Infused, guns in hand, and Red Snake with that Mac 10, looking to try and get some money, but he is chosen, taken down very quickly there. And now Mick trying to fire back with the UMP. He's been dropped down to 7 health, so he's got to be careful. Imi's there tapping away, finds his head. And again, on this B bomb site, it's still even, but the weapons are in the hands of Team Infused, and that bomb will go down.
Yeah, 3 versus 3 situation. There's not a huge amount invested into this one, so Endpoint now going to be going in to try and win this one. You know, if they can do a little bit of damage, maybe take a gun away. There are rifles on the board. Mighty Max comes in with a very nice dig there onto Charles. There's no utility to play off the back of, so this is going to have to be the straight push. Aaron struggling, finds one, gets taken down in the end, and Cryptix now the last man alive. Should be able to take down Trials here. This should be the easy kill, but he won't be able to. Looks away at the wrong time, goes down. But a huge amount of damage being done there. The opening Deagle headshot comes in. There you go. You see Jakey on your screen. That's the man with the brain on. He's the coach. He's the Neil M. Now, if Jakey's going to be the Neil M, he needs to start shouting a little bit more.
Yeah, is he as hyped up as Neil M normally?
No, absolutely not. He's much more of a calm, controlled man. But he's, you know, he's clever. He's clever. He's got the brains on him, let me tell you.
Is that you trying to say that Neil doesn't have the brains on him? Was that a dig?
No, not at all. You, don't put words into my mouth.
I'm trying to force you down a dark way, dark alley. Action already kicking off at middle as the CTs have gone aggressive, but Easy work for Aaron there with the AK, picking it off, and obviously no armor up on the CT side, only Cryptics and Imi left alive. Best thing they can really hope for is just to try and grab a weapon, take it through with them. But Mick's not going to allow that to happen. Imi goes down with the UMP in hand.
Yeah, not a huge amount going on in this one. Cryptic's the last man alive again. He hasn't got a huge amount to play for. All they have is a pistol. He's not going to lose much. So maybe if he can get a kill, find a weapon, run away to Spain, and happy days. I don't see it happening. Mick is going to be watching the angle. Cryptic's just playing carefully. There's no need to lose anything. You've got one life. Make it count. Mick, get a swat him out, takes him down. Nothing going on there. Little going on there from Cryptic. I imagine Jay going, that's the sound. You know, it's not angry. Just,
It's a very passive sound.
yeah. Oh. Anyway, 2-0. That's 3-0 on the board as Team Infused just take the early advantage. Imi is onto the AWP. Now, Imi has been talking all week about how great he's going to be with this AWP. Now, let's see it. The in-game leader picks up the weapon. He says he's been impactful. He has. Can he carry that through now, or is ego going to get the better of him?
Well, big boots to fill, because it was Smooya who used to take that role now on Epsilon, who you guys just saw, but currently Infused. Quite far in the lead, 3 rounds already, but this is the big gun round here, and Red Snake opting to stick with that MAC-10, but I don't mind this too much, because the rest of his team do have AKs, bar Fry with the 1 Galil in hand. Already a bit of damage done towards Mighty Max, so he's got to be careful there at middle, and that mid control is so important on a map like Cash.
Yeah, absolutely is. Mid is the key to the sights on Cash. There he is, Mighty Max, the man himself. He's low, but he's got that nade, and it could be so powerful if used at the right time. They are trying to push on him to him. He doesn't care. He falls back. He knows there's 2 other players on that A-bomb site that are going to be able to back him up. That's Cryptics and the AWPer Imi. Going to be holding him in position. It is looking like an A play. Nice and slow. No need to rush into this one. Team Infused just playing very, very carefully. Little fake from Red Snake potentially, or is this the play? Are they moving over towards this B bomb site? It's going to work out in favour of Endpoint. There are still 2 players over there. Pickles in a forward position, the quick rotate in Mighty Max. Not a huge amount of utility to play with, but now Pickles under pressure. First man, Red Snake, walks in. Absolutely no chance whatsoever. Fry will be able to trade it back out, but the flank comes in. Aaron takes down Pickles, and suddenly that B-bomb site completely relinquished to the 3 versus 4 situation. Mighty Max can't even get in there fast. They're saving this one already. So not the greatest round there, Endpoint. They got the opening kill. They just weren't able to convert that.
Yeah, instant decision making. At least they didn't invest too much further into that. They were going to keep 3 guns. Now they've just got to hold on to it while that bomb ticks away. But again, obviously Infused, they started off so well, put that early pressure on at middle, pushed Mighty Max back out of position. They had full control, and the CTs had no idea which site they were actually going to end up going to. And that's enabled them to just work into B, take that quite easily. And now we're looking at a 4-0 in favor of Team Infused as Endpoint. They just need to find some impact here. Mighty Max, 0-0-3 at the moment. Nothing on the scoreboard for him.
Yeah, Max needs to be fair to him, he hasn't had the most opportunities, obviously coming in for the retakes on Pistol, coming in for the retakes on the forced buy rounds. There's not a huge amount that can be done, but he does need to start having that impact in this game. He's a very powerful player, especially in this setting. He needs to get going, get pumping, because once Endpoint, you know, they're not that kind of team where it's all about morale. They are a controlled team. They are a very calculated team. So getting Mighty Max flowing, that gives Emi another tool in the toolbox I like to talk about. Really, right now, it's not looking great for Endpoint, but only 4 rounds. You know, there's a lot that can change. Like you say, 0 kills, not great, Max. Not the greatest in the world.
Now, you were just saying there about Endpoint being a bit more calculated, calmer kind of team. Do you think if they can get 1 round off Infused, turn them away from even that positive movement and mentality, that could be their way back into this already? Oh,
absolutely, yeah. I mean, really, with games like this, you have to think about that first to 5. So getting up to the 5th round on a game like this is very important for morale, for a great start into the game. And if Endpoint can just refuse it this round, stop Team Infused, the money starts to drop off.
Yeah.
You know, while Infused, they're building up a bit of bank. They've got 2 rounds buying. You know, that's about all. Once Endpoint stop putting it to them, showing them you can't just walk all over us, then it starts to work out. But right now, Infused definitely with the upper hand. And Endpoint just struggling a little bit. It's not the basics are fine. It's everything else. So when they come in for the flank there, you shouldn't really be peeking. When you've got a player push forward, you've got Pickles all the way forward. No need to peek. He's got the angle covered anyway. Opening comes in. Fry demolishes Mighty Max. So a great opening into the round already. And mid control completely averted.
Now, the problem I have with that is Mighty Max, he ran straight out from CT, went ahead of him. He could, if he's going to go play that position on box, he could have come the long way around, just played it safe. Instead, gives away a free kill, puts them on the back foot straight away, and once again, Infused, one man up, early advantage here, and they can just work that middle control. Imi, though, here with the AWP, he's the man who needs to come in with some impact. If he can find a couple of kills, deal with Infused, this is the, oh, he's looking around there so comfortably. Checking every corner, every angle, finds one, and he's not going to miss the shot onto Red Snake, but does he know where the rest of them are? He's got the bomb in his sights, but Frey all over him, and that's going to be an easy kill in there. Still the advantage with Infused. Imi trying to make a difference, but it just wasn't enough, as Jess decides to just walk into the fire, and luckily Infused put it out for him. If they don't spot this, though, he could come out at just the right time. He's just got to play it smart.
Yeah, he's got an opportunity here. It's going to be Fry taking down Cryptics, and already it's a 2 versus 4. Dangerous on that A-bomb site. The flank will come in, but Jesp, he has no opportunities. It's going to have to be a save from Pickles, and that 5-round start goes to Infused. Absolutely no resistance coming in from Endpoint here. 4 players staying alive. Fry with that AWP just walking all over the boys in blue. There's nothing that can be done to reply to this. Endpoint struggling severely.
Yeah, and the answer here for Endpoint is, let's just play it a bit smarter. Let's not make silly decisions early on. Obviously, Mick caught off guard there, but he will be able to get hunted down in the reply. So another clean round there for Infused. And this is where it gets worrying, because they're building up this bank of money now. We saw it just a couple of rounds ago. They had 7K, 6K across the board. Some players now on 10K, and we're only at round number 5, Endpoint. They're fighting for every last dollar that they can grab their hands on.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a money game, really. This is cash. You're on CT side. You need to be keeping that money alive. They've got a buy-in here. They've got themselves 2 UMPs, 3 rifles, and Imi on the op. Now, we need to see that impact that Imi's talking about. If he wants to gloat and say, I'm this AWP, you know, every time I get the AWP, I get impact, show us, prove it. There he is. Imi comes in, 1. Aaron goes down, looking for some more. He's holding the angle pretty tight. No one wanting to peek him. They wanted to go for that fast 8 play. Flash goes in. Nothing to follow. And now just backing off. So great play there from him. He shuts them down, disallows them the map control they want. And Mighty Max pushed up, using Emi as a diversion over towards A. Now gives them that great opportunity. If they can push into mid, he's there. He's ready. He's waiting for them. They need to be very careful.
Now, are they going to molly Max out of position? Mick finds the kill onto Jesp, who was coming through the vents. Nicely done by Mighty Max. Nearly doesn't get the kill, though. They now know exactly where he is, and he's got to be careful. Mick's waiting for him to poke out. The flash goes out, but Mick can hide for the meantime. He's waiting for it to happen. Will find the kill. Mighty Max goes down, but it puts it all into an even situation, as Pickles is here to defend the B bomb side on his own, but it's not enough. Trials falling around, comes in with the AK headshot onto him. Imi can't quite get there yet. The molly down, but the bomb yet to be planted. Now is going down at the hands of Trials. Frey managed to find Imi, and again with that AWP, Imi unable to do anything. As soon as he pops out, he goes down. It's now all up to Cryptics, who, the best situation for him really would be pick up that AWP and run away. And again, already tagged up. Frey's all over him.
Yeah, nothing to be done here. He wants the AWP so very badly. He's trying to get it. There he is. He's going to pick it up, but he's got a player hunting him already. It's going to be Fry trying to take him down. AWP in hand. He's just watching the angle. Cryptics, you peek it, you'll die. And there it is. The kill comes through. This is looking really bad. I've got to say, Pickles, abysmal over on that B-bomb. So absolutely abysmal. You're watching that angle. You need to get a kill. If you're on your own on B, I wouldn't even be watching that angle. I'd be sitting down in headshot. I'd be sitting in the back of sight. That's abysmal. You need to get a kill there. 1 kill or 2. You need to do something. Absolutely nothing comes from it, and so the whole site is given away. The whole round is lost, and so that good early start they have doesn't matter. 6 rounds on the board. Team Endpoint unable to put a round on the deck right now.
Now this time round for Endpoint, it's all Deagles. Now there can be some heavy headshot weapons. We've only got 3 members up there with the armor in hand, but it's going to have to take some big shots coming out. Infused once again trying their luck towards A main. This time they don't have to worry about the AWP of Imi stopping them from doing what they want to do. Cryptic, so they've gone through door. They're going to know where it is. He does find one, but he can't make another shot come in. Red Snake and Mick putting in the work, and that A bomb site's going to be completely under control of Infused. He's planting out in the open, but Imi, how did you miss the shot on someone who's not even trying to fight you? He's just there looking at you trying to plant the bomb. You can't miss shots like that.
Yes, abysmal. Absolutely nothing is working for Endpoint right now. Of course, that round, there's not a huge amount invested. They're not going for a huge amount, but then getting nothing. They're getting nothing. Endpoint are giving nothing to them. And I can promise you, while I say this is, Endpoint are not a team where they'll get morale, they'll start shouting and whatnot, they do get tilted. And I can guarantee you, as soon as Infused think, right, we've won this, they're going to start shouting.
Yeah.
They're going to start giving it across this hall. And Endpoint are going to be in serious trouble. This is a studio where we're playing, well, they're all playing in the same room. This isn't online. This is very dangerous. Cryptic's 1 kill and done. Imi trying to get in. Missed shot comes through. And now he's smoked off and can't get any more done. This is perfect for Infused. I mean, they're playing this game absolutely beautifully. Endpoint, absolutely no response. We were talking earlier about this with Endpoint. They wanted this map. This is exactly the map that they wanted. Finally, Mighty Max will get 1 in return onto Fry, leaving it in a 4 versus 3. But they have to retake this bomb site, and that can almost be more difficult than if the playing field was level. The push finally coming in. Mighty Max will find the kill onto Trials, the new boy, the young man. The draft player, Mighty Max goes down. Mick staying alive. That bomb is too far ticked. They need to find some kills right now. Kill Mick, you have to kill him. Finally the kill comes in, but Red Snake still alive, finding himself kills left, right, and center, and Pickles has no choice but to run away.
And you can hear that, that shouting coming out from Infused. Neil is super happy with that. And you know why? Because it looked like a round almost lost for him.
Yeah.
Endpoint just took too long to get onto that bomb site. They weren't challenging for it. And then when they did, they knew where one person was. Mick was sat there able to do more damage than you should ever be able to do. Look at this. You can see it now. Gets one, does a hell of a lot of damage onto the second. There was no communication. No one turned around to fight him. Enabled them to pick up that round with ease. 8-0. And Endpoint, nothing coming out of them.
Yeah, Mick having a great game so far. Fry also having a pretty good game. Did go down there in mid, but essentially if he's getting those AWP kills all the time, they don't have to worry too much. Again, not the greatest buy, pretty shabby. A couple of pistols and AK save. Nice shot coming in there from Jesp. We know he has got a powerful deagle, but it's not going to be enough. They need a hell of a lot more than the odd deagle shot. And the use of utility so far from Infused has been perfect. Infused aren't known for being this meticulous, careful team, but they're playing perfectly right now. They're playing exactly how they need to be. Kill comes in there from Cryptics. He will find the nice little P250 shot. They're covering each other. This is the key. While Team Endpoint, they're all rushing them, trying to get in there. There's cover. There's crossfire set up as they're moving forward. They're all covering one another. It's just difficult to get in there. 2 AKs, of course, still alive. Just will find himself a nice kill onto Red Snake. Now, 2 versus 2 actually does get a little bit dangerous, especially with Jesp's position. Fry is cut off in useless room. He may be aware of Pickles, but he has to be very careful. As soon as he scopes, they'll know where he is. And Mick is very, very low. This is a very dangerous round indeed.
Yeah, Fry and Mick, they've got their work cut out for him, but somehow Mick's managed to get away. He will go and plant the bomb on the A bomb site. And currently, both the CTs are a little far away. They do have a kit, though, up on Pickles, so they can play for time. But Pickles, why are you not checking the angles? Allowing Fry to have that, basically a free kill. And now Jesp is in a 1v2, all on his own, and he isn't going to have any idea where the terrorists are hiding. He's got to check every single corner here. It's not looking good for him. And again, no kit.
Yeah, nothing to play with. They've planted it for mid because they knew Fry's position was perfect. There comes the kill. And Endpoint, they've just got no answer right now. They can't put a single round on the board. Mr. Pickles there. He's struggling. He's really struggling. Neil takes his microphone off, taking it easy, taking it light. Oh, careful, don't want you to hear me. The pause has come in, of course. Endpoint, nothing is working whatsoever. This is a tactical pause now for Team Endpoint, I assume.
Yeah. Needed, almost a little bit too late though.
Very much so.
You're down 9-0. You should have called this a little bit earlier because you've only given yourself 6 rounds to get back into this. And for me, Infused, there's no way Neil's going to be stressed now. He's going to be keeping that team pumped up. They're going to be super happy with this. They can use this time to their advantage to just say, look, let's keep playing the game. Look at their positioning of smokes and, yeah, interesting call-out time.
Yeah, I mean, this is a tactical timeout. I assume Imi's doing some of the talking, but Jakey, come on. You're the coach. Have a chat. Talk to your boys. Anything. I mean, we did see last week, Neil, when he was up there, he was struggling to find words. But you've always got to. There he is. He's having a chat. You've always got to find something to say. If you're going to be a coach, be a coach. If you're going to stand there and just stand, do it somewhere else. Not looking great so far for the boys in blue. And almost double figures for Infused.
The thing here, if you were just watching this the first time you're seeing Endpoint play, this isn't how they normally play. This isn't the expected scoreline here. But Infused, almost playing like they've got nothing to lose.
Yeah, of course. I mean, Infused, they know going into this game, this is one of the games where they have a chance. You know, they really are in it. They're playing their game. Endpoint, See, the thing with Endpoint is sometimes they can play really well. It just feels like when I'm watching them, they don't. And I don't know what to say. They just can't get anything done. There's nothing fiscal on the board that they can do that will work, apart from sit in a default, watch your angles, don't go for anything funky, just do what you're here to do. Do what you were born to. Get frags, get money, I guess.
Get frags, get money indeed. We are going into round number 10 now. Infused with a huge lead, 9-0 up. Endpoint so far just unable to have an answer for Infused. It's gone a little bit closer at times, but it's just never been quite enough. We really need Imi to start performing the way he's been talking about. He's got to be able to challenge Fry's AWP. He's got to open these frags up, and instantly Fry gets the first kill.
Yeah, no opportunity. Imi, again, like you say, he does a lot of talking, but I haven't seen much walking so far. Trials will find one. Here we go. Finally, kills coming in for Endpoint, leaving it a 3 versus 3, but still completely up in the air. Fry, Aaron, Red Snake, the last 3 men alive. All they've got to do is find themselves a bomb plant. And Pickles on 12 HP has to hold that B bomb site on his own. Needs to be very careful. If Infused do choose to go over towards B, then they are going to be in serious trouble. Endpoint, what is the solution here? You need to get aggressive, find a kill at this point. Try and equal it out.
And now Infused making their way up through middle, got full control again, but they do have to be careful. Mighty Max is down at Car, and Cryptix has been spotted out. He knows he's got to be careful from every angle. Mighty Max backing him up. A nice work there. Cryptix and Mighty Max locking it down, stopping the rush coming in, and finally we see a round come up on the board for Endpoint.
Yeah, as long as they can now convert into a second round, they can keep that money rolling. I mean, the money is not that great for Infused.
Considering
money,
the scoreline.
Yeah, considering the scoreline, there is still the possibility that Endpoint can get themselves back into this one, but they have to do the work. They have to get in, get the frags, find the kills, all back out for Imi. Let's see some of that impact. He's only had about 3 or 4 kills so far with the AWP, and they were not all in the same round. Push coming in fast now. This could be so dangerous. All Infused have to do is walk through the smoke and they'll kill everyone, and that's exactly what they've done. Endpoint, come on! Atrocious round.
Yeah, that
and Infused absolutely delomished them. That's not even a word.
It's the new method.
Doesn't matter. I'll delomish that word.
Well, that was huge from Infused. Such timing off the back of a loss like that. They miss a round. It doesn't matter. They come back with full strength, run into A with just pure confidence. The flashes were perfect. Imi was just facing the back of him. He was trying to get away. Nothing could be done. And instantly Infused in a 4v2. Pickles goes down. Only Jess left alive. And to be honest, I'm not surprised why both CT players didn't bother to save it, because what are your chances here? And now nothing's saved as Aaron picks it off, and you can hear Infused. They are on a hype.
Yeah, well, so would they be. They're playing great. Well, they're playing this game really well. They're beating Endpoint massively. And Endpoint just, it feels like they have no response at this point. It feels like there's nothing they can do to get back into this. They have got a buy in this one. It's a very, very weak buy indeed. Of course, they did the 3 players survive on the last round that they won. So they have a little bit of money in the bank. But the 5-7, not good enough. Imi finally having a little bit of impact. Does take down Fry. Looking for more as well. As Red Snake will recover himself that AWP. And they do continue to move towards that B-bomb site. Flashes go out. Imi absolutely blind. And the push now moves forward. Pickles has not had the most impactful game so far on that B-bomb site. Now he needs to come alive, do a little bit of work, prove why he's on this team and why they can't just come B for free.
And Pickles is going to be the man of the moment here. He's at least got to be able to get one. He's got to catch him off guard. And it depends how Infused decides to go for it, but they are falling back. And then Pickles, great read, goes and checks. It's going to be able to tell his teammates, okay, actually they've fallen back, they've left this area. We can now go and try gain a bit more control back towards middle and towards A, because we know what Infused are trying to do. But this is going to be the shot that we're looking for. Red Snake looking to see if Mighty Max is going to push out. Nice use of the Molotov grenade, checking every single angle, trying to force people out of the sandbags there. And now Infused, they've just got to find that opening pick. Imi going for it at middle. Checking around, can't find anyone just yet. Looks towards box and gets himself a second kill. But that's going to open up, finds a third. Can he make it 4? He's seen another one, but can't quite get the headshot as Mick shuts him down. Now a 2 versus 4, but it's looking good for Endpoint once again. but Infused running away. Pickles taken down again. He's not able to hold that B bomb site on his own. Swap him out for someone else because Infused are just taking advantage of this every single time. Smokes go in, flashes come in. Infused are going to have no problem planting this bomb now, and they've actually got themselves into a potential that they could win this round when it looked down and out.
And of course, there is that flank coming in, so Mick does need to be a little bit careful as Jesper's right in behind him now, all onto Red Snake, AWP in hand. He's burning alive, and he's been taken down. Cryptics will find the kill. So, a second round of the ball, but you have to credit that round entirely to Imi. If Imi isn't having that impact, the opening kill and then 2 follow-ups later in the round, that is so, so crucial. And you can't rely on him every single round to do that same thing, because it's not going to be possible. So they need to wake up. Endpoint, 2 rounds. Infused, 10.
Yeah.
Come on, wake up now. Find that 5th, get up to 5, go into that second half with a little bit to play with.
And this is the thing, like you said, Imi was so important in winning that round, but so far he hasn't shown up like that. They need to have a couple other players to come in with heavy hitters. You've got like no player with double digits across Endpoint just yet. No one's there really stepping up at this moment. And going back into this, Infused, Neil's still going to keep him confident. He's going to still keep him motivated. They're not going to be tilted just yet. They know, look, we're 10-2 up here on cash. We're going to keep rolling it.
Yeah, absolutely. Imi trying to get a little bit aggressive here with the AWP in hand.
Oh,
Needs to be careful. The double peek here could be absolutely deadly. He's going to back off, however. Keep himself alive. An AWP shooting is better than an AWP trying to get a kill but dying. So back off. Make sure the opportunity is his. Mighty Max playing up close. Needs to be careful. They have surrounded him, and Aaron takes him out because Imi's fallen back. Imi's completely gone. No support is in. Jesp can't get anything done as Mix takes him down. And now this is a real struggle for Team Endpoint. 3 versus 5. Infused haven't even decided where they want to go yet as Pickles goes down again on that B bomb site. And it is atrocious. That is unreliable. You need someone. You need someone on B. And right now, Pickles isn't being someone. He's not playing his game. He is capable of so much more than this. And Infused are just taking advantage of it. Aaron, 1 shot, 1 kill. Finally, Cryptics does get a kill back in the favour of Endpoint, but it's too little, too late.
Now, what you're saying towards B there, Pickles, he needs to step up and do something. If not, someone, maybe the coach, just sit there and say, okay, look, you don't play B now. We're going to put Imi there, maybe, for example. Put someone else to hold it. Someone who can at least put up a fight while the rest of the team rotate over, because currently they go to B every single time, and it's not a challenge for Infused to get in there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's simple. Once you know that AWP's out of commission, as soon as you know Imi's not going to be able to shoot you back, they're getting straight over to B, and they're going to do that. Rinse and repeat every single round. Is there an AWP? No. Let's go B.
Yeah.
Are we going to get stopped? No. Let's go B. Fake it towards A. All right, now let's go B because we're going to win. Back in now. It's another force buy coming out of Team Endpoint. 2 rifles, the rest pistols, and a fast round for Infused, getting straight into the face of their enemy Red Snake, wasting no time whatsoever in getting Mighty Max under pressure. Looking like an A play potentially. The push has come in from Jess over towards the B bomb site. Mighty Max trying to rattle off a shot there, but it's not going to work out. He's going to have to fall back. Mick needs to be a little bit careful here, but he is going to hold on to his life.
And Mighty Max firing a couple of deagle shots, unable to make any contact though, but he does have a bit of information. Jess firing back with a 5-7, does get one, which is respectable, and at least there's been a bit of this rush halted towards B. Pickles, this is your chance. Shut him down, gets the first one in the head. Aaron goes down, looks for another one. Yes, he gets the second, and finally, Pickles steps up to the plate. He's making it work, only Frey left alive. Can he do anything here? He's in a 1v4, he's down on 11 health. It's not looking good, and Pickles comes in with another kill. Finally, the man we've asked to time and time again to step it up does it when it counts most.
Yeah, finally we're seeing something from Pickles. Like I say, he's got so much potential. He's a great player when he needs to be, but so far this game, it's not been good. This is the exact thing we needed. This will get him rolling, get him riled up, get him ready for the rest of the game, but it is still 3-11 in favour of Team Infused. There is still a very, very long way back if Endpoint want to come back into this map. Now, I was saying earlier before I changed my line, Endpoint really want this map. This is the map that they wanted to play. But so far, we're not seeing why.
They've not stepped up on a map that they wanted so badly, and this makes me worry for Mirage. We're going to see Infused again, all weapons in their hand, ready and waiting for this. Endpoint looking more down and out, but they did pick up that last round. If they can at least get 11-4, yeah, okay, that's respectable to go into it, but then every single round counts on the next half. You can see the setup from Infused. This time round, they've toned it down a little bit. They've not rushed straight into this. And actually, they've opted for once not to go for that mid-control.
Yeah, it is a bit of a change-up. But slowing it down, playing it methodically, and this is a set piece coming in, the A take, and they've got the map control, and the push should be starting now. The smokes rain in, the Molotov setting everywhere on fire, everyone throwing themselves a Molotov. And Infused, they're going to have to slow it down, wait for those mollies to fade. More mollies go in. Cryptic's forced out of position, has to just run away. Absolutely no idea what's going on. Confusion everywhere. Cryptic's and Mighty Max come together to find themselves a frag. Fry will go down on his own Molotov. Mick finally getting something back. Red Snake comes in as well. It's a 2 versus 2. The retake situation about to go underway. And Pickles and Jesp must come in. The 2B players have to come in here and do some damage. We saw Pickles last round finally waking up a little bit, but he has to maintain that through into this one. Red Snake pinned down on that site. He can't go anywhere. And the flank coming in from Jesp. We've seen Mick in that position before, and we know he's dangerous. Now it's all on Pickles. 1 versus 2. They know where he is. They're going to play with him now. Set up a crossfire, sit back, don't peek, and it is as simple as... Oh! Pickles absolutely demolishes them. Look at Mick's face. He is devastated. That is great stuff from Pickles.
That was so smart. He jumped, faked it out, manages to think they're both that he's going to go over the top. Doesn't happen, comes round the side. They're lined up for him. And finally, Pickles, last 2 rounds, he makes it work. He makes it happen. And at least going into the second half, Endpoint can have a little bit more confidence after such a beating that they took in the rest of the rounds from Infused.
Yeah, not really sure what happened there, actually. That was an interesting spread, and I think that the timing just didn't work out. And so Pickles worked beautifully. Mighty Max now on screen. You can see the man himself. Hasn't had the greatest game of his life. He's one of those players you expect an awful lot of work to come from, and we haven't quite seen that just yet. Pickles finally starting to wake up. We know he's got potential. We know he's got the fragging power. It's just, can he bring it out and show it to us now?
And Imi, to be fair, Imi and Pickles, the last few rounds, he stepped it up, he made it happen. That's what they need now going on to their T-half. But they've got to have the most solid T-half here ever. They've got to pick up this pistol round without a doubt. They can't allow Infused to get back into that confident method of them just pushing out, feeling comfortable at all times. Because again, it was full control from Infused.
Yeah, absolutely. 11-4. Of course, this is cash. I wouldn't say it's a specifically T or CT sided map. It is just depending on the teams. As with so many maps these days, Red Snake trying to open this one up with the USP in hand. Nothing going his way.
All that information for him, though, and Trials meets the first few, comes up, gets one, takes down Cryptics, Mick straight on the rotate, and this is how you play B. This is what Endpoint can learn from, because Mick popping up, ducking down, allowing his teammates to come round, huge shots coming in, Jesp the only man left alive, and Infused now on the pistol round CT side, looking to close it out, 4 versus 1. What can Jesp do? He's found 1 kill already, he's got the Glock in hand, and instantly loses his head. 3 kills, 3 headshots, and the USPs just do all the work. Infused pick up the pistol round, and Endpoint, oh, this is just looking so terrible for them.
Yeah, I think best thing to do now. Okay, we've lost this map. Fair enough. You know, we've had some moments where we've played well. We've had some moments where we didn't play so well. Let's now focus on the next map. That's going to be Mirage. It is Endpoint's pick. So going on to Mirage, they need to change up a little bit. So far, we haven't seen a very good team. Maybe in the halftime, have a chat, have a talk, see what you can work out, see what you can change up. Just try and put up a bit of a defense against Infused right now because they're getting crushed.
Yeah, crushed is the only word for it. And again, we see Deagles and Tech9s coming out here from Endpoint. Pistol weight, but Imi didn't even get a look in there. Great shot comes in from Mick, just taps away, gets a headshot, pokes it out. Mighty Max trying to get on this A-bomb site, but he's shooting out with the Tech9. Will get a bomb plant, which is a positive definitely there. Cryptics finds one onto Aaron, and Endpoint actually looking pretty comfortable. Pickles with that Deagle. He does better with the Deagle than he does with anything else.
Yeah, opportunities arise. Fry will take down Jesp on the flank, and that leaves it in a 3 versus 3 on site. But Red Snake having to push forward here. He has got his UMP in hand. Heads are aplenty. Cryptics, the close man. He hasn't seen him. Finally, the kills come in. Mighty Max and Cryptics chime in, and Mighty Max will close it out, takes down Trials. And somehow, Team Endpoint taking that round out of nowhere. Really, I think you can accredit that one to Mighty Max getting that bomb down, put so much pressure onto those retaking CTs that they're just trying to think, okay, get in, stop him planting the bomb.
Yeah.
And they get a bit complacent, they get a bit confused, and they don't manage to win the round out. But some great play coming in. The Tech9s very, very powerful when in the right positions.
I think there for Red Snake as well. How did he not spot that guy behind Forklift? He basically saw him, then just turned the other way, allowed it to get in. It looked like he was able to come in and clear that up, but like you said, Endpoint managed to get in the site.
Yeah.
Little resistance given to them, and that's the only bit of opportunity they needed. Pickles, again, deagle shots coming in, managing to make it work, and these are the little rounds that Endpoint need to grab one by one. This is how they need to play it from here on out. Take each round as it comes. Don't go in playing for the long term. Focus on what's right in front of you and see if you can push this back, because you're at such a deficit at this current stage.
Yeah, absolutely. So much work to be done. Team Endpoint with a chance, a tiny, tiny little chance, 5 to 12. It's not undoable. It's not impossible. This can still be won, and it's cash. It's never over until the 16th round is reached. Aaron, with that deagle on site, we've seen so much work coming out of the pistols so far this game, which not the greatest thing in the world, but one deags, there's not a huge amount you can do to counter that. If your head gets chopped off by a deagle, all you can really do is slam your desk. Unless, of course, your name's Fry. Don't do that. You'll probably hurt your fingers.
Yeah, he does want to be careful, but Infused this time with the bigger pistols in hand. Aaron misses the first couple of shots, does tag Imi down a bit, but he's unable to find the headshot. Infused in a pretty nice position for Endpoint to rush into. Mick there with a CZ. They have an idea exactly where he is. Shots come out. Imi finds the first kill, but Mick does reply. Pickles lost a lot of health, but still finds the kill. It's back and forth, but it's all going in favor as Endpoint. As Mighty Max even going to go hunt one of them as he tries to run away. Jess finds Trials. The bomb will go down, and Fry, the only man left alive. CZ75 in hand. He loses his head, and another round on the board here for Endpoint, and this is exactly what they need to be doing.
Yeah, absolute slugfest there in the site. Everyone chiming in, everyone finding kills, things going on all over the place. And at the end, it is Endpoint to win. Of course, they had the upper hand, they had the weapons, they had the advantages, and they play that exactly to their advantage. So, a nice round coming in. Team Infused now just on pistols. Why do I get a really weird feeling that this might go wrong this round?
Yeah, I feel like this rush coming out, and instantly, you called it. Trials comes in with a first kill, will now be able to grab himself a weapon. It is going to give all the information to Endpoint that, okay, probably the A-bomb site's clear, but Infused as a unit, 5 people rushing together, it's not easy to deal with, and they've just got to try and get as many members of Team Endpoint down, pick up as many weapons as possible, because they've got nothing to lose here.
Yeah, absolutely. Already a UMP recovered. Nice dink coming in there onto Imi. All they have to do really is rush him down, and he's going to be in trouble. There it is. Red Snake comes in, finding one. Mighty Max on the bomb site. Has to be careful. Cryptix does find Red Snake, taking him down. Trials coming back in with that UMP that he recovered. Now in a 4 versus 2. This could get really dangerous. Finally, Pickles will come back in, but Fry flying in, can't get anything done. It's all now onto Mick. 1 versus 1. Mighty Max in the bomb site. He's very low on HP, but this has to hurry up. There is no kit to play with. Mighty Max has to die or be died. Mighty Max, 14 HP. He's going to find the kill. Just about clinching that one out.
Close, very touch and go, but you've got to say, for Infused, that came off so much better because they did a lot of damage to their economy, and it cost them nothing. It was just USPs, it was just confidence, just rushing forward. And now Infused go into this round with the guns, and they put another dent in Endpoint's armor.
Yeah, absolutely. They need to keep doing that. Really, Infused are close to that win. If they can take a round, get the momentum back in their favor, this might as well be over. But Endpoint definitely coming back into this one with a bit of fighting spirit, a bit of energy, which is good to see. Imi, again, trying to have that impact with the AWP. This time on the T side, he's definitely a better defensive AWPer than he is offensive, but has yet to be seen as Team Infused boosting up over on A. Getting into a pretty nice position there. Should be pretty easy to counter. Just check it once, and that's that.
Now, I do like the boost here coming up from Team Infused in the A-bomb site. And it looks like, again, we have seen Endpoint. They favoured this A-bomb site so far. Imi there with the AWPs, and we're looking to open up the bomb. So you can see he's the first man poking around, looking for a CT to be out of position, looking to make that entry frag. And he's not taking any risk. He's checking every single corner. But Infused, they're playing it back, they're staying hidden. But are they going to be ready for the man boosted up top? Aaron's there in an absolutely brilliant position. But can he make it happen? So often or not, this position isn't checked. But Cryptix, what a great read. Cryptix finds the kill. And Endpoint come in with this explosive entry. Pickles goes down with the bomb, but Mick turns around, allows himself to get shot in the back, and he's not going to be able to hold that anymore. Advantage to Team Endpoint. It's 3 versus 4. Imi makes it 2 versus 4. And Imi now, he's forced them to decide, okay, we're not going to take this. We can't afford to take this because we're allowing them too many rounds, round after round.
Yeah, not great. Jesp, He's just creeping around. Fry should spot him out here. We'll take him down, so that's at least 1 kill going the way of Team Infused. Doing a little bit of damage to that economy, but it's not enough. Even Fry going to go down, so getting the rebuy in could be dangerous. 3 players for Endpoint going to survive, build up a little bit of cash, and suddenly Endpoint looking like they may well have a chance. See the lights of the tube, the tunnel tube? They look a little bit like a server box or something. It's not a server box, it is just the light tube in the middle of the stage. Do you like light tubes?
Yeah, I like light tubes. Who doesn't like light tubes?
Who doesn't like light
Put
tubes?
them around your computer, like,
Somewhat
create yourself a
like
little
dark
brave.
goths. Yeah,
Well,
nice kills.
Infused now, they're not quite being able to handle it now they've hit on the CT side. They need to be able to change something up here. Endpoint, they're not convincingly doing it every single time, but again, they're playing it one by one, getting in there, letting Imi try and open up the bomb sites. I love the read from Cryptic. So many people don't check that boost. That could have been devastating for him, but it didn't work for Aaron this time around. Endpoint now, they just keep taking this slow and steady approach. Maybe Infused will just continue to like be read so easily because they're just being checked on in every spot.
Yeah, need to be a little bit careful though. They are going into the B-bomb site here. It's the only one with a man with a gun, or a man with a plan, depending on how you see it. Nades raining onto his position. Emmy just backing off. Back off. You know now where the one gun is. Just play around that. You've got the information. If you can either kill him and then get into the bomb site, happy days, or go somewhere else. Let him exist on B. There's not a huge amount he can do if you don't give him the opportunity to do anything. Go deal with those pistols. Go deal with the men that aren't armed. That's how they're going to win this round. They are going to go in, take Trials out for a try, see if they can take him down. The Pistol's trying to rotate in, but even that's pretty slow. No one's really arriving. Pickles will dispatch Trials. That gun, absolutely useless, does nothing. HP's pretty low across the board, but I don't see too much going on here. They've still got to get into that bomb site. Aaron trying to dance with the devil, but the devil will prevail as Mighty Max takes him down. And 4 in hand.
Yeah, there's a lot of damage done from Trials with that M4, but he wasn't able to get a kill. His team aren't able to do anything else really with the pistols in hand. Still 5 members left alive for Endpoint, and the best thing here for Infused is just to try and grab yourself a weapon. Try and make this small investment you have put in, make it worthwhile, but it's not looking good so far. Fry, only man left alive now, P250 in hand, and he's got his work cut out for him. And look at this, smart play here. Team Endpoint all exiting together, sticking in little packs, and they're not going to allow him to run away with this.
Yeah, good stuff from Endpoint. Is Fry going to survive that? Yeah, just pretty happily actually. So, holding on to a P250, not great. It's not a huge amount. It doesn't really make a difference whether he dies or lives. Might as well have just gone for it, but now going into this important round coming up, is this a tactical pause coming in from the boys in red?
Yeah, they need it. This no.
It's not.
But when do they call this point? It's very valid because okay, it's getting closer now. They're catching up with you. Infused, you've got to make something happen here. Maybe if they don't get this buy round, then this is the time to start thinking things through. But Fry going aggressive, gets that opening kill. Jesp caught with a grenade in his hand, and Red Snake's found Pickles as well. Infused, all the weapons, and the best buy they had so far on this half is already paying off for them. 5 versus 3, only Imi, Mighty Max, and Cryptics left alive.
Yeah, great stuff so far. Mick just scouting out, see if we can see Cryptics here. He does spot him out, does a little bit of damage, and back off. Don't need to do any more. There's no need to risk your life as Imi takes down Red Snake. And this A-bomb site becomes a lot weaker. There are still 2 players defending as the push will finally come in. Mighty Max, the first man, will go straight down as Aaron takes his head clean off. Right comes in onto Imi, and there it is. Mix to close it out. It's 13 rounds on the board. This should be what they need to get that ball rolling again, get back into this game, give Endpoint a run for their money. But Endpoint, they're definitely coming back into this. So going into the next map, they're going to have that morale. They're going to have the strength to carry on.
Yeah, Endpoint here. The thing they don't want to do is allow Team Infused to get a couple of rounds on the board and get that confidence back up. Because as we hear, it's straight away, they're loud again. They're ready, they're getting pumped. They want this. And you've now given them a chance to get back into it. And again, we're going to see here from Infused, another great buy coming up. This time around, Imi doesn't have the AWP. It's all going to be AKs, and they're getting ready for this A push, and it looks very fast. The fastest round we've seen out of Endpoint, and they're all going down. Aaron finds 2, Mick gets 1, looks for the second as he does get dinked down to 19 health. Imi, Pickles, they're trying to fire back. They do find a kill each, but is it enough? There's still someone on the A bomb site that they've got to deal with, and the rest of Team Infused are getting ready to take them down. Mick finally falls, but the headshot comes in. Fry with the AWP. Fry and Trials, the only two left alive. Imi on 50 health. He does have that flash, but it's not going to be enough. And you look at Neil swagging around, that confidence. He knows his team are got this in the bag. It's all up to Endpoint to find a way to halt this.
But they haven't got much time left to figure that out. 14 rounds on the board now. And Infused, they're back in this one, absolutely storming ahead. All they need is 2 rounds. 2 rounds. Endpoint have enough money for this round's buy. They'll be able to scratch out a reasonable buy next round. But that fast play didn't pay off. It didn't work out. The fragging power just wasn't there. They dived through a smoke without the correct flashes, without pop flashes going in. What do you expect? You're going to get taken down. That's not going to work. And so they have to slow it down again. Get me back onto the AWP. I don't think they'll be able to afford it next round as Jesper goes down. So this round is key, and already they are 1 man down.
Nolimi does even it up. He finds the kill onto Red Snake at mid. Red Snake was playing pretty aggressive there, but is Imi going to push any further into it? Lines up the smoke, gets himself ready, and it looks like Endpoint are going to just keep them their eyes on middle. They want as little attention as possible from Infused at middle. But instantly Aaron finds one. Mix there, going aggressive. Finds the kill onto Cryptics. Only 2 more left to find. Mix eating a lot of bullets. In the side of him, Mighty Max will come in and finish him off. Pickles and Mighty Max making their way to this A-bomb site. They're in a 2 versus 3. And they're dancing around. The flashes are coming in. And this is just constant from Infused. Mighty Max finds the first kill. Pickles onto Fry, and it's only Aaron left, but do they realize he's in the bomb site? He gets one, the molly goes out, can he get the second? Yes, he does! And 15 rounds, we're on match point. Aaron clutches it out.
Yeah, great, incredible stuff there coming in from Aaron. This is the man that Neil M said he's the one to watch. He's the one that's going to step up, stand out, do the work, and that's exactly what we're seeing now. So great, great stuff coming out from Team Infused.
Mick, 28 for 16. Fry, 21 kills up on that scoreboard. This is a good set from Team Infused. They're looking confident. Endpoint, this could be the last chance for them. They've got a bit of weaponry in their hands, but they're lacking utility seriously here. They've got to get these early trades, but Red Snake finds one. He's out very aggressive, but Pickles comes in to shut him down. And they need to pick up his weaponry ideally here. They need to build as much as they can as possible because they just can't give Infused anything. Just still up on the Galil, Imi with the UMP. And also, it doesn't seem that Endpoint are fully convinced where they want to go.
Yeah, still confused. But they have at least a couple of weapons. I said they'll be able to scratch out a buy. It's really not the greatest. Mighty Max already down. Although it is a trade. This does favour Endpoint until Fry taking Jesp. Why? Why are you going on to B? This doesn't make sense to me. Aaron now going to open up, tries to take down Imi. Not quite going to be able to succeed with that one. Luckily, Mick is on point. And like you say, having a great game. Trying. No, he's not even going to bother trying to stop this bomb plant. Let the bomb plant go down. Doesn't matter. Last round, potentially. All you have to do, find the kills. Pickles has no idea. He's here. Mick will take him down, but it's a trade. Still 2 versus 2. 2 men to the site as Trials comes in from behind. Takes down 1, and Cryptic's the last man alive. 1 versus 2. Mick, the first man, will go down, and now in a 1 versus 1. Trials and Cryptics must duel it out. He's been spotted. Cryptics knows exactly where he is now. He knows where he's going to be going for, and Cryptics keeps them in for 1 last round. But why is Jesp pushing B before the push has even arrived? Okay, lurking, fine. Go in after they've left, all right? Faking, fine. Throw some flashes. Walking in before the rest of your team has gone in.
No sense. Doesn't make sense. You can't even begin to understand it. He's basically just going out there saying, look, I can do this, but every time he gets shot down, Fry waits for him, knowing exactly what he's going to do. We've seen it 4 rounds in a row.
Abysmal. Not good. Jesper needs to start playing with his team. I understand lurking. What I don't understand is playing on your own. Cryptics to open this one up. We'll take down Aaron with the nade. Imi just trying to use that AK to his advantage. Will find himself 2 easy kills on the unarmored players. Of course, Infused playing this one completely dry. They have nothing invested whatsoever. Doesn't matter. Don't need it. They're on 15 rounds. They've at least guaranteed themselves a draw. Don't rush it. Don't push it. You'll be fine.
But Trials did have a Deagle, but it's not the end of the world losing that. And Infused made the right decision. They don't want to go and force a buy here when they've got the lead still. They can build a big economy, and they know when they had all the weaponry, they had all the utility, they knew how to use it, and that's when they started winning rounds. Now look at it, they've got 3K, 2.5 across the board. They can now buy a little bit into this, try and do a force pistol, and then next round they come up with a comfortable buy going into this.
Yeah, absolutely. Play it easy. It's the CT side. You need the money. You need the utility. Make sure you've got everything you want to make that one perfect round, and that's enough. It's going to be a quick play over towards A. Bit of a stack coming in from Team Infused. They've got a couple of armors, a couple of nades. They're going to be pushing in. This could get dangerous, actually. Kills coming in. It's going to be Endpoint winning out overall in the engagement. Finally, Mighty Max coming in to help out his teammates. That looked a little bit scary, but it does in the end work out for Team Endpoint. They do use those weapons to their advantage. They hold down the position, and they survive through it. Frying the last man alive, P250 in hand. Might be able to do a little bit of work. But again, Mick, such massive impact.
Pickles will finish fire off, not able him to save that AK. And actually, it would have been a good AK for him to take through into this round, but all is lost for the moment. Infused still one round away from closing out the first map. But you've got to give it up to Endpoint. They were down 11-4. They brought it down to 15-12 now, and they are doing everything within their power, round by round, playing into this, trying to make it work. And so far it has. Look at the utility across the board for Endpoint. They've got every option available to them when you compare it to Infused, who are still on that lesser buy.
Yeah, not a whole host to play with that last round, but Infused this time with all the weapons. If they manage to get 2 kills, what can they do when they have a full buy coming into it? Orp alive on Fry, of course. No kills so far. It's a clean trade. Aaron and Pickles going to go pretty equal there. Cryptic's, however, working his way into the back lines here. Could get very dangerous. Mick seems to have an inkling as to where he is, and that gives the game up. Could have been incredibly impactful there, Cryptic's, but he's going to have to back off. They know exactly where he is now. Rotate even coming over. But the bomb is slowly edging its way over towards that B bomb site. There's Trials to defend it. Cryptic's still trying to sell this fake, but the push is en route over towards B, and only Trials is available.
Yeah, Trials is there on his own, waiting for this rush to come in. Mick did find the kill onto Cryptic's, and actually I love Trials' position. He's buying as much time as possible. Fry's come in with one. Immy goes down. You're now in a 2v4, but Mighty Max spins around, gets the headshot onto Trials, will get this bomb down. 3 versus 2, and it's all up to Pickles and Mighty Max, but Pickles caught with a Molotov out. Nothing he can do there, and Mighty Max, he's got to come up huge. Looks for the first kill, gets a huge shot onto Mick. Can he make another one? Is it going to happen? He's dancing around. He's being pushed from both sides. Drops the flash out. Nice headshot onto Red Snake, and he's only got Fry to deal with. Fry, 42 health, an AWP, and a dream. Can he make it work? Mighty Max coming in for the clutch to keep his team in, and he does it. Absolutely brilliant. Endpoint managing by the skin of their teeth to get through into another round, and it looks like we could go all the way here.
Yeah, incredible stuff there coming out of Mighty Max. So perfect, not over-peaking, never engaging or committing to an engagement he doesn't have to. There should have been a double peak for Infused at the end of the day. I accept Fry has an AWP, but get your pistol out, go with your teammate, work together, win the round. It doesn't work out. So now, back onto the pistols. Team Endpoint are going to be up on 14 rounds. This could very well go to overtime. We were looking at a 9-0 scoreline. 9-0. That's crazy.
Yeah, they brought it back in every single way possible. And it's come down really close to these 1v1s, these 2v1 situation, and Endpoint have managed to bring it back in.
And a whole host going in this round for Infused, already losing Red Snake. Just playing with these pistols. If they can find a couple of kills, really, at this point, it doesn't even matter anymore. Just get the round out of the way. Don't mess around. Endpoint have enough money to buy into the last round. Just get on with it. Get it done. I mean, you'll gain, what, 300 per kill? Not even that for Mick. He's got the CZ. So get the round over with. Come on, get on to the next round. There's nothing to gain, nothing to take from Endpoint.
No, they've got too much money at this moment. Nothing you can do to them is really going to make them suffer. Immy finding a kill onto Aaron there, and now you're going to put it into a 5v3. Infused, they've just got to let this one play out. Mick does find one. Can he pull it into a second? Trials onto Immy as well. And is there a glimmer of hope here as Pickles and Cryptic's pick up the final kills? And that will put us to 15-14. Are we going to overtime, or will Infused be able to clutch this out? This has been a monstrous game from both teams. Infused, so confident, so strong on their T side. 9 rounds in a row, but they haven't been able to pull it back. Where Endpoint, they were just on a massive deficit, and they've managed to make it work all the way through. Now they're on the T side.
Yeah, This is, well, could potentially be the last round of the game. Could potentially be the beginning of overtime. We haven't actually had an overtime yet so far in the G League, in the Gfinity Elite Series. So still going to be waiting. Could potentially have our first overtime here, unless Infused are able to clutch this one out. Early spray comes in. Aaron able to take down Cryptix, doubles up onto Jess. Why are you rushing now? It wasn't working before. It's not working now, but it's going to be... I mean, it's done. It's done. Imi, the last man alive now. 1 versus 3. 1 versus 2. He's making it happen. The flank is coming in slowly but surely. Charles needs to be very careful here. If he over-pushes, over-commits to the angle, he will put his team in trouble. There's murmurs going on up on the stage. I can hear them talking. But can they figure out how to win this one? A minute left on the clock.
Oh, Imi bringing it in, gets the 3rd kill. He's only got one more man to find. He spots out Trials. And still a minute on the clock. Imi, if he wanted to, he could go towards B. He can go anywhere. And Trials is just going to have to follow him down. Trials backing off. He's got no idea that he's going to be running away. Unless he goes with the perfect read. He's actually going back to where he's going towards door. He's got to be so careful here because that bomb's going to go down in an instant. And Imi, this is incredible.
Yeah, interesting plant though. Not quite sure why he is going to be planting. Default there. He had the opportunity to plant wherever he wanted. Backing off, expecting Charles to be coming from A there, just holding the angle. I mean, really, if he holds this angle, there's no way he can lose this round. Charles, he's thrown the smoke. This should be the end of it. He knows exactly where he's coming from. Imi playing that smoke, needs to be very careful.
Oh!
There he is, Imi. 1 versus 4, absolutely insane stuff. Putting himself into overtime. And wow, that was an insane clutch from the in-game leader. Not known for fragging, but by God, he's fragged there.
He's put his money where his mouth is, yeah. He said it. He said, I was going to step up.
Yep.
He said, I can produce these AWP moments. I can make these shots happen. When it counted, he did it for Endpoint, and he brought them back into this. We will see our first overtime, and this is the slugfest we expected between these two teams.
Yeah.
This is why it can go either way.
Yeah, incredible stuff there coming out from Imi. And Infused, what on earth has happened? They had four match points, I believe it was. No, more. They had 6 match points. I'm sure Ben will tell me later. They had a lot of opportunities there to try and take that one, but it seems... No, that's a warm-up. Yeah, so many... I thought,
You thought that was we got into it.
yeah, no, so many opportunities there for Endpoint... Infused to win that one.
Yeah.
Just throwing it all away. And so, Endpoint, they play their game, they play their way. They've done really, really well there. Not just done well to come back into it, but they've done really well considering where they were.
It's not easy to play back from that position. We now see the overtime start to begin. The money is raised back up. We're on a level playing field when it comes to the economy. And this is where both teams need to reset themselves and pull themselves back into this and look, okay, how do we play our A game? The games we won, the rounds we won, how do we continue that? How do we build upon what we started here? Infused on the CT side, Endpoint on the T side, 15-15, the first overtime of the Gfinity Elite Series. Team Endpoint taking on Team Infused. Who's going to be able to close it out? Who, most importantly, is going to be able to pick up this first round? And Fry going aggressive with AWP. Red Snake's already found one at middle, and that's a good start for Infused. Nade goes over, and that actually does a hell of a lot of damage. Cryptix down on 24 health, so this is a big part of early impact there for Red Snake. Nice work from Fry. Finds Jesp, and it's Jesp again. Where was he? Where's his teammates? Oh no, he's on his own, just like we're used to.
Yeah, again, it just takes so much away, especially in a situation where it's already a 4 versus 5. You need to be a little bit more careful than that. And he's not going to. Red Snake peeks out, finds one for free. Pickles will be able to trade it, but still leaves it in a 2 versus 4 situation. And Endpoint not having a great time this round so far. I really hope that they haven't expended all of their effort to get themselves into overtime, and this is going to be a damp squib.
Because it has been a huge fight for Endpoint to get them here, right? They've had to produce so much effort, so many clutch rounds. It's going to start coming into that endurance factor, and we've still got a whole other map to go. 15-15, 4 versus 2. Team Infused looking strong on this first round here. But as Cryptix and Pickles make their way up to middle towards A, they might be able to pull their way back into this, find a way into this bomb site. They're both checking either angle, but they are kind of lined up, which is the only scary thing here. If Aaron does pop out, and he does, he sees both from the call will come in. He'll know where it is. Mick finds one, and it's only Cryptic's left alive. 24 health. The panic AWP shot comes in, but Aaron will take him down, and Infused pick up that first overtime round. Neil M nodding his head, but he looks a bit more stressed.
Yeah, he looks a little bit stressed there, sitting on the floor, cross-legged. Can he actually see the screens? Because I don't think he can. I think he's just talking when he's going, come on, boys, we'll get it. Go on, we're good. And they're going, Neil, we've won the round, it's over. He's going, oh, good job. A little bit confused in there, not sure quite what's going on. But
it's all got too much for him.
Yeah, it's a good start for Infused if they want to get themselves back into this. But, you know, I'm not going to count Endpoint out just yet.
No, it's still the first round. There's still a lot to buy into this. The money is high. But the key thing here for Infused is they've got that first round. Could this be the momentum they needed? Can this give them the confidence boost? Instantly, Mighty Max down on 3 health. What even happened?
Yeah, straight away, it's not the greatest round. Considering that Endpoint got all of their rounds over on that T side, they need to be doing more than this. This is MR3. Yeah. You've only got 3 rounds a half. You've only got 3 rounds and a half. You need to be getting as much as you possibly can from those rounds. It's so key. But still, 5 players alive, heading towards a bomb site. Imi back onto the AWP. We've seen his impact with it so far. Are we going to continue to see that impact going into this round?
Yeah, Imi's got to be able to open this up here. He's looking on every single corner. Molly's come in from every direction. This is nice from Endpoint. The execute's in, Aaron's there, but he's unable to do anything. Mick backing him up. The bomb goes down, but Jess comes into the game. Imi with an AWP shot. He's going to make it work. He was so impactful that last round. He brought him to overtime. Can he do anything more here? Fry and Trials, the only men left alive. The guys coming over from B. Mighty Max still hanging in there with 3 health, but the bomb is only just going down.
Yeah, incredible stuff so far. Good round. Bomb to be planted, but it's only Trials. And Fry left. Imi again having the impact. Finally gets shut down by Fry. This is still anyone's game. Mighty Max only 3 HP. Doesn't matter. He's against an AWP. The double peak comes in. Wow. Mighty Max is quick. And that bullet goes straight to the head of Fry. So 1 round now in the bag. It's 16-16. This last round could be very, very important.
Yeah, it's going to be so back and forth. Both teams giving it their all, but that confidence peak from Mighty Max, he didn't care that he had 3 health. He knew that he could potentially be the bait, still pulls off the headshot, makes it work for his team.
Yeah, Mighty Max, great player. Very, very, very skilled. And the thing is, Imi is stepping up so much so far. We've seen some incredible impact this game. We saw some incredible impact last game. He's not normally known for being the fragger. He's stepping up hugely.
Yeah, AWP in hand. He's getting the shots that's needed. But can he pull them across the finish line? Can he make it work here in the overtime on the first map? Endpoint, again, favouring this A-bomb site. And I'd almost, at this point, for Team Infused, take a gamble, get some information, and take a gamble and move someone away from that B-bomb site. Fry is more than capable of holding it on his own with the AWP. He's not a Pickles.
Yeah, push finally arriving. It's Imi, first man, the point. It's going to be smoked out with a minute left on the clock as the bomb is finally collected. 4 players over towards A. If Endpoint decide to go in here, they have to find frags quickly. It's going to be Mighty Max opening up, takes down Mick. 1 frag in the bag. Aaron playing fast on site. We've seen what he can do before, and we know he's not to be trifled with. Endpoint preparing to get in. Red Snake just spamming away. Imi, come on, that's an AWP you need. You're not playing with a rifle. You need to hit those shots. These are important ones. Smoke off the cross, push into the bomb site. Aaron trying to push himself forward. Imi going to get caught out, but he does find a kill beforehand. And Mighty Max burning Aaron alive. This is looking pretty good for Endpoint so far. Trials completely caught off guard, but he finds the kill anyway. What is going on, Jesp? Wake up! That is not what we need to see from Jesp, especially with this much pressure, this much riding on this round. That is so, so crucial you find that. It does do the damage, so 12 HP on Trials and still 3 versus 2, but Fry evens that one out. Mighty Max, again, exactly the same position, exactly the same people. And he just closes it out. Mighty Max having an absolute stunner so far in this overtime. But now going on to that T side. All Endpoint have to do is win 1 round to secure themselves at least another overtime.
They've got to make it happen here. They didn't have a positive T side last time round. This time, they've now got this momentum. They've been working with, they've been pushing back. They fought all this way. They can't give up now. They've got to keep pushing. Infused, just they couldn't make it work again on the CT side. They picked up that first round, then lost 2 rounds on the trot. Mighty Max again, look at this, just watching how he was playing. Absolutely beautiful there. So consistent.
Yeah.
He had a shaky start, and now he's come back into this, the pressure's on him, and he's able to make it happen.
Yeah, I mean, right now, the one we're looking to wake up is Jesp. Jesp is making very strange decisions, and whether or not it's Imi instructing him and telling him to do these things, he's just making odd decisions. You know, lurking-wise, on occasion, yeah, you know, find those positions, find the place where you can be a bit random, but if you're going to the same place every time and doing the same thing, that's not lurking, that's just dying.
I completely agree. It wasn't working. Let's hope they can manage to pull this together now. Infused on the T side. Endpoint, CT side. We swap round once again. Overtime. Infused, they were so confident on the T side, but that's not the start they wanted. Imi's come out with the AWP, takes down Trials, and Fry is actually going towards door. Spams through with the AWP. They now know exactly where he is. I'm not sure I'm a fan of what he's trying to achieve here. I think this is a little bit worrying. He's on his own. He's got no one to back him up. They're going to molly him out, push him back, make sure he can't do anything from this position.
Yeah, not a huge amount that Fry can do unless they peek him, really. And as soon as that smoke goes down on the cross, if they do want to execute onto that A-bomb site, he's going to be even more limited in what he can do. Aaron working his way up through mid. But time is ticking now. 50 seconds remaining on the clock. And Team Endpoint still in control of this situation. They have the one-man advantage. They have both bomb sites very secure. The A-strike coming in. But 2 players on B. At some point do need to be rotated over. Jesp being a little bit aggressive there. No need to overpeak this one. Just stay alive. Stay alive. Mick has made his way into connector, but Mighty Max is watching the angle. He should know exactly what's going on here. Mick creeping out is going to get nothing for his trouble. And Jesp taking down Aaron at the same time. Fry will finally respond with one, but the lining comes up. And Cryptic takes them both down. So at least a second overtime is now 100% secure for Endpoint. All they have to do is win 1 round, and this game, in incredible spectacular fashion, is theirs.
Yeah, it's all they need is 1 round. Infused with their backs up against the wall. They started so confidently throughout this game. Is this where it all falls apart? Can they not handle the pressure of this situation? It's a situation they're used to being in, but here on the main stage at the Gfinity Elite Series, can they make it happen? Can they fight back? And it looks like we're going to see a very confident rush onto the A-bomb side. It worked so well for them in the past. They're all coming on. Cryptic's dropped the incendiary grenade down. Jess finds one. Aaron replies. Jeff's coming alive, and that's what we needed to see. He's made it work. He's down at truck. But he's only managed to get 2. A lot of damage done across the board, though. Infused health is depleted. Only Trials and Red Snake with a decent amount. Fry doesn't have the AWP, just got the AK instantly by Pickles. Rips off the head of Trials, but he is going to check out the next spot. A nice free kill there for Fry. 2v2. And how is Endpoint going to play this? Jeff's already picked himself up too, looking for the rest of them. And the positioning from the CTs is looking really good. They've still got a bit of utility to work with. There's a molly up on Fry, which could be hugely useful, but Red Snake finds the first kill. Can't quite get the second as Imi finishes him off with a pistol, but that molly is all over it. And Imi gonna go sit on that bomb. Shots come in, and well, Fry, he knows how to line up. He knows how to make it work. And again, they managed to pull it off. Infused, when their backs were up against the wall, it still was fine. But you see Neil there in the corner. It just looks out of it. Where's the Neil gone from 10 rounds ago?
No, that's the thing, you know. Morale-wise, they've definitely fallen from their pedestal. Now, the thing is, with that round there was time to try and go for that fight. You know, I mean, he did have the opportunity to put that smoke down and then try and take the fight. He chose not to. He chose just to go for that defuse. I'm not sure if that was the wisest decision, but in hindsight is 2020. That would be nice at the time. Pickles playing a little bit forward of the smoke here. Trials is the man he's going to be fighting against. It's 1 versus 1. The rest of the players over towards that A-bomb site. But if Pickles can find this kill, be very good. No, he's going to fall back. Play it safe. Play it easy. Mid-control again being handed until Jasper takes down Mick. And that's a lovely kill. That really opens this one. Oh, Mighty Max takes down Fry. This could very well go the way of Endpoint.
Yeah, they started off strong. Jesp, the last couple of rounds alone, he showed up more than what we saw at all from him on the T side when he was attempting to lurk around the map. Red Snake meeting up in Vents, does find the one, but is it going to be enough? His teammate there backing him up. They get ready to push on to this B-bomb site. Pickles, he struggled to hold the B-bomb site in the past. Can he do it now? They're all coming running around him. He does a bit of pre-fire, but he can't get the kill. Aaron finds his way in. And now it's a 3 versus 3. The molly goes up. Jesper's forced to fall back. Mighty Max and Cryptics, they're making their way round. It's Mighty Max who's going to be trying with the flank, but they're unable to plant the bomb just yet.
So much time being bought though by that Molotov, so important. Red Snake had to run away, he only had 2 HP as the bomb is finally planted. 3 versus 3, low HP across the board for Team Infused. But finally getting back into this one, the opening engagement. Mighty Max just trying to find an opportunity. Red Snake peeking out. 2 HP, needs to be very, very careful. The Molotov goes in on his position. It's Cryptic to open up, takes down Aaron. Trials will be able to neutralize Mighty Max, but now all on Trials. They know where he is. There is kits in hand. No utilities to play with, but all Trials has to do is to hit 2 of them. He peeks, he can't do it. Jesp takes him down. What an insane win from Team Endpoint.
Yeah, they managed to close it out in that overtime. Nearly looked to be going to a double overtime, but Endpoint, somehow, someway, they find it back into this game. They take the first map as we lead on to Mirage.
Emmy, you turn up your trousers there. That's good. That's
Casual.
I mean, probably should keep them done up during the game, but
When the pressure's on, you need to unleash a little bit.
Yeah.
You just like open up, make sure you relax, get a bit of...
I don't think his girlfriend would be too happy with that. Anyway, great game coming in there from Emmy. Great game from Mighty Max. Really, really impressive stuff. And to be able to win that, that is devastating for the boys on Infused.
I'm scared for them going into Mirage. Their heads are so far down. Neil is nowhere. He's just non-existent. You got him all the way up here. As a coach, you should be bringing him back into it. Surely you're supposed to be the guy who doesn't drop off.
Yeah, absolutely. They've had a complete shocker there.
Yeah, not acceptable.
Yeah, not great, not great. But to dissect it a little bit further, we're going to give it back to Mr. Tom Decon.
There is
Tom.
so much to talk about. I feel like what we really need before we dissect Endpoint winning, we need to basically go to a quick break. We'll be back very shortly. Well, welcome back to the Elite Series. What a match it was. Endpoint versus Infused, map 1 in cash. 9 rounds went to Infused. As you can see there, Neil Murphy absolutely loving life. And then basically after that, they only won 3 of the next 12 rounds. They needed 1 more to win, and they just couldn't do it. They lost the last 6 in a row. Imi was on fire and really did keep Endpoint in it. But you can see there, they're excited about that, and I bet they can't wait for map 2. Gentlemen, what on earth happened there? What on earth just happened? What did we witness? At one point, Neil Murphy was sat on the floor. It was like a penalty shootout for a World Cup final. He just couldn't even look at the monitors.
A little bit of hyperbole maybe there. So it certainly was tense though. Yeah, I mean, the thing about the game was in the first half, it looked like it was going to be a runaway. It looked like they'd absolutely made a massive mistake thinking they could play this map, which supposedly in practice they've been having some decent enough results on. But what we really learned on this map is neither team can play the CT side. Like, they both massively struggled. They didn't really have many answers. And actually, in the end, that IMI 1v3 is the only reason they had a chance to win this game right now. There's so many ways that could have gone wrong. It would have just been a 16-14, 16-13 type game. And they've miraculously managed to come back with it.
It really was beautiful to watch. Imi was just really good. Just very good, wasn't he? Just the composure he had at this point.
Yeah, he's been hyping up the past few weeks. Like, he's been saying, Messi, I'm an AWP now. And he's like, I'm like fallen. Just, you know, he proves himself right there, doesn't he?
Yeah.
The disappointing thing for Infused is, like, MCK was having an absolutely amazing game for the first sort of 20, 23, 24 rounds. He was really on it. He looked like he was just going to win them the game. But actually, even though he ended on a decent score, that just shows how poor he was beyond that, because he got something like 2 or 3 kills beyond that. He had really struggled, never turned up in overtime, whereas that's one of the factors you'll notice if you get to overtime in Counter-Strikers. The scores start to even out because the people who are super hot early on cool off, and then, for example, Jesp was doing terribly the whole game long, but in those last couple of rounds, yeah, he had some big kills. He had his moments where he was able to decide kind of who won the game. So really, for me, it was about each of them had their opportunities, but Infused just let them opportunities get away from them at the key moments. And then at the end, they'd wasted them all already, and it was Endpoint's chance to win.
It shows that it's a team sport. I mean, when Jesp was having a shocker. There's no 2 ways about it. He was having a shocker. Even you said yourself, SEO, you're like, it just happens some days, and it's so difficult to watch players have such a poor performance. But then he began to get back into the game.
Yeah, it's good to see that you did get back into the game. I've had games like that myself. You just, like, no matter what you do, everything just kind of goes wrong. You try everything new, and nothing changes. It's good to see you got back into it right at the end and obviously made a big difference.
Infused, that 9-0 at the beginning, they were looking great. Surely their heads will be dropped now, won't they?
I think so, especially because, as far as I know, again, we had this information communicated to us. I think the vetoes were swapped again on the screen. So actually, it was Infused who picked this map, specifically thinking they were going to get some kind of an edge on it. And obviously, it was going fantastic for them most of the game. But as we said, there was some practice hype from the guys from Endpoint that they could play this map, and they've just stolen it there. So you feel like going into Endpoint's map, yeah, they should absolutely be the ones with the confidence thinking, now we're going to 2-0.
Well, listen, I know we've got some very eager casters over on the side. Herald and Banks, we go on to map 2. What do you think is going to happen?
I'm still sticking with my 2-0 Endpoint prediction. You thought I might be wrong, but it definitely looks like it could come off here. Incredible performance from Endpoint, though. They looked down and out, and to be able to come back in that, now they're going to be feeling pretty good about themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, going on to Mirage, this is their map pick. Whether it's their strongest map, I don't know. They had the choice between Nuke and this. We debate, was this the greatest choice? Was this the best thing they could have done? Yeah, no, it's not the best.
I would have preferred them if they wanted to play comfortable, if they wanted to see an easy win, go for Nuke, because I very much doubt Infused would have been prepared for it. Mirage, you got a bit more even ground here. A map that most teams are choosing to play a lot these days is a very favoured map with Dust 2 going out the map pool. It's especially good for Infused here with someone like Neil leading behind them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as long as they continue playing their game that they played last game, it should be Endpoint all over. But Infused, they've got to come back into this. They've got to reset. They've got to say, right, what went wrong? What went right?
Yep.
There was a lot of things that went right over on their T side. What can we do to fix all of this? And essentially, they need to do exactly what Endpoint did at halftime in the last game. Come back into it, say, still doable.
Yeah. Round by round. It was, and it was literally that from Endpoint.
Yeah, absolutely.
They took every round as it came, and they didn't go over aggressive. They played their positions. They played it smart, and the executes were actually, it was nothing out of the ordinary. It was default play, but it's Counter-Strike that works time and time again.
Yeah, the old strats are the best. Play it simple, play it safe.
Yeah.
essentially that's the whole point of playing it safe. It's safe. You know, it's worked out perfectly as well. But getting into this one, it's going to be Team Infused starting on that T side. Now, if we look at the last game, that would imply that they were going to do a lot better in this first half. But Team Endpoint, this is Mirage, different map, different play.
How's it going to go as Infused? Straight into middle, looking to go through Connector as well. Jesp can actually hear all this happening. Imi, though, dropped down to 12 health, drops the Incendiary Grenade down. And that's not often what you see up on the CT side starting. This is quite nice, though. Imi's got the read. He knows exactly where they are, and yet no one has gone down on this map yet. All of Infused ran through the flames, and now they're bunched up. This is a crazy play. Mighty Max has got so much potential here, but he can't make it work. Red Snake finds the first one. Mick gets one as well. And there we go. Pickles making it happen. USP from afar. Tap, 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 but he can't find the last few kills there. 3 versus 2, and it's all up to Jesper and Pickles to come back onto this A-bomb site for the retake.
Yeah, finally getting something done. Infused get themselves a bomb plant. Just running in, dashing, darting out of nowhere. But nothing is going right so far. Trials will be able to put down Pickles, who did great work coming in from behind. But there's nothing really for Jeff to gain in this one. Back off, hold on to the armor, go into the next round with that to play with. Not the greatest. He's even going to get taken down at the end there. So a great round coming out of Infused there. Staying cool, staying calm, staying collected. In that, with the three remaining players. Play it simple. They win.
Yeah, a rinse and repeat of what we saw on the first map, but Endpoint-wise, I guess we'll see them. Okay, technical pause here for Endpoint. I'm wondering if it's this early on. They lost the pistol around there thinking, okay, do we want to pause? Technical pause makes sense, but that's what we didn't see last time from Endpoint. We didn't see them go for a tactical pause, even when they were really pushed to their limits.
Yeah, absolutely. Play it simple, play it safe. I've said that 4 times now. At the end of the day,
Endpoint. You must be right if you say that.
Well, of course, I completely agree with you. Yeah, I'm paused now, so it must have been a little technical issue. But Endpoint need to get into this one pretty quickly. They need to carry that momentum through from the last game. So they played really well at the end of that. But if they let that slip now and they allow Infused to get back onto their pedestal, they might not be able to do that comeback again. It was incredible. Whether lightning strikes twice in the same place, I don't know. Don't make it that situation. Don't put yourself in a situation where you have to do something incredible. Just play your game.
Yeah, don't give them the opportunity. Don't give them the opening. And this time round, Infused, taking a bit more time, playing safer, playing further back. And Jesp here, he's actually pushing all the way through. And this could be interesting, because if he keeps going with it, if he stays quiet, he's going to see Mick. And yes, he will. Finds the kill onto Mick. Got a 5-7. And I love that. He actually falls back a little bit there. So he gives them the one-man advantage. Doesn't push into it to go grab the weapon. And actually keeps them with a one-man advantage. That is key.
Yeah, great start so far. But, of course, there is still a massive, massive weapon advantage in the hands of Infused. And Jesp there, walking backwards? Really? Why?
No flash, no reason to, just
doesn't make sense. He's got one advantage. Fry now just cutting people down, bringing them to his level and knocking their heads off. It's going to be a pretty easy A-take, especially since there's absolutely nothing to play with for Team Endpoint. A couple of pistols here and there. Deagle on Mighty Max. Can he get some work done? He's a very proficient Deagler, but he's not in position early enough. And they are just storming through. So, really, it's unlikely anything will go this round. He's just tapping away. Nothing coming of it. Going to have to fall back. Try and hold on to that one into the next round, round 3. Even then, Fry, he's in a good position to just cut off any form of exit frags. Mighty Max getting into a position where he hopes to do some damage, but nothing's going to work for him.
Yeah, it's the waiting game here. Now, Endpoint got to do everything they can to hold on to their weapons, take it through to the next round. Another pretty clean round there for Team Infused. They only lost Mick, and his weapon won't be picked up. No one's going to be able to work their way around to that. And again, picking up 2 here early on. Are we going to see a repeat of last time? 2-0 will be the current score. We've got a long way to go before we see that 9-0, but it's nice to see Infused. Actually, they're not completely out of it. Their heads aren't all the way down. They've got a bit of confidence still to push back into this. They still believe they can do it here.
Yeah, absolutely. Still, 1 kill, fair enough. It would have been nice to have seen a couple more kills until to give them a little bit of confidence, but it doesn't really matter. They're taking those pistols, taking those armors into the next round. And if they really wanted to, they have 3 armors here. They could go for a cheeky force-up. I wouldn't advise it personally, but it's possible. They could go for that. You can see Neil there pacing behind them, trying to give some words of advice. Yeah, no bias coming in from Team Endpoint. Just hold on to the pistols, go into the next round with a full buy, and see what they can't work out. Nothing so far going particularly great for Endpoint, but you lose a pistol, whatever, doesn't really matter.
Well, like we saw there, Neil walking around, he's back up on his feet, talking away to the team, making sure he can give the commands, give them a bit of feedback, let them know exactly how we're going to play out the rest of these rounds. And again, I can't understand last time on the previous game why he bothered to drop down. He needs to keep that team motivated. He needs to keep them moving. And here we go, Red Snake coming in with a MAC-10, looking to try and get the money kills there. But Infused, they're not confident they want to push into this yet. They don't know how many CTs are there. There's actually 3 waiting for him. A 4th one close by. And Cryptix does find the first kill. The bomb all the way back towards A. And this is not a good start here. Endpoint using the strong pistols there to push around the 2 they did see. Now Mighty Max, he's got all the information here as the rest of them are. And is he going to get checked? Aaron's not going to let that slide. He knows to look there. He knows Mighty Max might be waiting. And Fry got himself in a great shot. Not going to miss that at all. And it should be a pretty comfortable clean-up here as Fry finds one more. Can he get the other? No. Pickles comes in. Deagle headshot again. Pickles, this man with a Deagle in his hand, he puts in the work.
Yeah, very dangerous indeed. 2 more players to find. Weapons not particularly great. UMP, 2 AKs, and a Deagle. Either way, Molotov goes down. No kits to play with. Nice kill comes in from Cryptix. Not going to expect the last player to be on CT. And so just falling back now. Pickles holding onto a MAC-10. Would have been nice to have the AK-47, which Aaron is just about going to be able to hold on to as he retreats to CT spawn. 3 rounds on the board for Infused. Great damage being done, however, by Endpoint. Great economic damage.
Yeah, that was a round worthwhile. The investment was key. And now we'll see Endpoint be able to buy into this and put some more pressure. But the key thing here is that they have to pick up this round, right? They've got to make this work because they can't allow the same thing to happen like we saw on Cash. They can't allow Infused to just roll for 9 rounds with no resistance.
Yeah, absolutely. Endpoint have to wake up now. Imi, get on that AWP. Do some damage. Stop Infused right here, right now. Don't give them anything at all. Going to be taking some early mid control, of course. Mirage mid is the key. It's very similar to Cash in that respect. So powerful to have that mid control, to be able to make those plays, to go where you want. And that's exactly what Imi's doing, taking control of the mid zone. Here's the AWP. He can't actually see anything over towards mid, but he has some control. If they do try and push him, he'll be able to do some damage. Mick trying to work his way up through underpass. Imi just sitting in ladder room, waiting for someone to come across his AWP and seeing if he can't do a little bit of damage off the back of it. Pushing up now. Imi get up. He's falling back. He has, of course, got support. There's 3 players over towards B, and if Infused do choose to go B, it could get very, very dangerous indeed.
You can see Infused taking it slow and steady, but they've got to be careful. The Red Snake doesn't get stabbed in the back here, doesn't get shot down by the AWP of Imi. Nice idea to jump into window room, and he's going to get the shot, but he can't make it work. How is he missing that many shots? Mighty Max finishes him off, gives him a 1-man advantage, and instantly that read is taken. But Jesp, playing super aggressive again, does get shut down early on. That was incredibly aggro for him. Mighty Max has got to be careful though, 15 health, and that's not going to be trouble for Mick to deal with. Imi now, when they push in, he's got to hit these shots, but he goes down instantly. And this is not looking good for Infused whatsoever. Pickles and Cryptix, the only men left alive. Nice, wow. Set a nice spot by Pickles, but Mick turns around, carrying on like he means to continue. Another shot comes in, heads get ripped off, and Cryptix is just going to be forced to save.
Right. When we saw Pickles die, all right, Cryptix was in this position, yeah? So why is Pickles going in for that retake if Cryptix has already made the decision to save? Why is he doing that? If you're going to save, fine, save. You don't go, one person goes in against 4 while the other one saves. Communication has to be on. Please, talk to each other.
Yep.
Figure out what you want to do. If you're saving, you're saving. There's no problem with that. If you're going for it, you're going for it. You're not doing half and half. You're not going in half-assed. Cryptix is going to go down there, so they don't even end up saving anything at all. Maybe if they both survive, they can help each other, they can work it out.
Yeah.
And maybe if they both go for it and they wait for each other, they do a bit of damage. They take down a couple of players. As it stands, they do nothing.
No, that's just not smart. The communication wasn't there, and I'm really worried here that we are going to see exactly what happened again. is it going to be just CT side? Endpoint don't have it together, and they allow Infused to get so many rounds racked up in a row. Because once again here, Endpoint only on the pistols. And let's be honest, at some of the top tier Counter-Strike, you see these forced pistol rounds pay off. Endpoint so far, they've not really showed they can achieve that. And this is why it's Jesp all alone goes in to try and take down Mick. And what's the story with this? When Jesp goes alone, what happens? Nothing. But a very nice shot there from Imi with the P250. But is it going to be enough?
Already getting flashbacks to that last game. Nice shots coming through from Imi, but really there's not a huge amount he can do either way. Couple of pistols, get some damage done, happy days. Mick is already dead, which is a good start, but you can't expect a whole load more than that. Creeping around, it's Cryptix, will find himself a kill before going down, leading in a 3 versus 3, so still a lot of potential for damage. 2 Deagles up, Pickles, even with the armor, so just still trying to do some work. Trials has to be very careful where he puts his head here. If he goes too high, he will die. So just keeping down. He's got 2 players in support of him. He'll even find Pickles taking him down. That's the armoured player dead. Now Imi, the last man alive. Only got 30 HP, going to go down in the end. But still, getting 2 players down. Happy days. That's fun.
Yeah, not too bad. It's acceptable at this stage. Endpoint, now they've got to start making something happen here. I'm getting fed up of one player going on his own, another player just deciding to do one thing where the rest of the team choose another option. Where is this communication? What is the coach doing?
Yeah, absolutely. Jakey, come on, talk to your teammate. You've got to figure out what's going on, see if there's a way to fix it, and then get on with it. I'm no mastermind. You have to have a feel for your team, for what's going wrong, where the mistakes are happening, and then fix them. But the buy is back out. This is only the second buy Endpoint have been able to muster in the first 5 rounds, but already they're 5-0 down. Endpoint need to get themselves back into this one now. Let's see some impact. Let's see Imi get a little bit aggressive, not overly aggressive. Just, a little cheeky bit here and there. Do a little bit of work, fall back, get out of there. No need to be the superstar, just be a star. And that will be absolutely fine. There he is on your screen, Mr. Imi, Mr. Ian.
Now Imi here, he's got to get that opening pick, but Mick stands in the fire a little bit, does move away instantly, he's ready for it. And Infused again, full mid control, no one's pushing him back at middle. They just allowed it. Mighty Max, they're on the right-hand side towards window room, but it's too late. Mick's already up, and is he going to be ready for this? He's going to poke out, the flash comes, he checks it, but he doesn't look around the corner. He's not going all the way just yet. Jesp out in the open, nowhere for him to hide if Fry does decide to come out. And you've just got to say the positioning from Endpoint isn't that good. Flash goes out once again, he spots out Mick, but he can't get the kill. That's an easy kill for Mick. But Imi does fire back. AWP in hand, he finds one. Can he find any more? Jesp is there to back him up, but he's instantly traded out by Aaron, and Aaron even gets the kill onto Imi. That AWP rendered useless. And now we're in a 3 versus 2. Cryptix and Pickles, the only guys left alive. But oh my God, is he going to be able to do it? Red Snake coming all the way around here. Going to come to fight him off in the back. They're doing the boost. Oh, this is going to be terrible. He sprays it out, but how does he not get the kill? What was that, Red Snake? Come back, do some practice, because that is appalling. You should never be missing anything like that. Yeah, it's embarrassing.
Classic on the show there. Pushing into the bomb site now. Cryptix finds the first. He knows exactly where Aaron is. He finds it. Cryptix takes him down, and Red Snake, that's on you. That is abysmal. And Team Infused, they're losing around there that they should be winning 10 times out of 10, especially in that situation. That's 1 round on the board now, and we can see exactly what it takes for Endpoint to come back into it. You give them an inch, they'll take a mile, and that is exactly what they needed to get back into this one. Their second buy round of the game so far, and they're in. Now they're winning. Cryptix, great performance. They're 3K in the round.
If Red Snake does that again, I'll be tempted to tell him to hang up his mouse. That was diabolical. Not acceptable in any situation. It's allowed Endpoint to grab a round that, okay, Endpoint fought for it, but they didn't deserve it, because there's no way he should have missed up that.
Yeah, absolutely. But the round in hand now. Imi going to be still on that AWP. Of course, only one man surviving is dangerous, and Imi getting a little bit over-aggressive there. Mick going to take advantage of him. And now the round becomes a little bit more dangerous. Pickles up on short, trying to get something done. No one's really coming his way. No one's walking around playing it easy, so Pickles, no opportunity for him. No opportunity really for anyone. Infused playing very carefully until then to make sure that they keep 5 players alive when they go into the bomb site, and they've been doing that most of the game. Mighty Max Mick knows exactly where he is, so needs to be very careful there. Not going to see the kill, didn't want to see it anyway. Jesp.
It's
You know
aggressive.
what? I think I've seen this before from Jesp.
How many times now? We should
do I
start
know?
making a tally, right?
But Pickles and Cryptics, tag team duo, back in. And Red Snake's alive, so he might just give them the round as Fry goes down. Trials trying to double it up on 30 HP, and Pickles shreds them with the FAMAS in hand now. Just Red Snake and Mick have to try and clutch this one. Mick, you're
Walking straight into it, allowing
one at
them
a time.
to have it. Yeah.
Every single time, one at a time. There's a smoke. You give him one angle. Yeah, right, we'll just walk into it. Fine. Cool, cool, cool. Not cool, dudes. Not cool. You've just lost a 4 versus 2, potentially. Red Snake is going to get himself the bomb down. They have to get a hustle on here. There is a kit in the hands of Cryptics. But Red Snake, not quite sure where this is going on. Focus on the face of Mr. Pickles. As the plant, it's pretty open, but there's 2 smokes. There's a Molotov to play with. Mr. Pickles on 4 kills so far. As the smoke goes down, the molly also will fall. Red Snake being baited into this one a little bit. He will take down Mr. Pickles, and he doubles it up. Jumping with joy is Mr. Neil M.
Red Snake redeeming himself from the previous round. But you've got to be honest, he should have been in a 2v2 situation. And this is where it starts to scare me, because when it gets down to silly mistakes, then you know that actually Infused should be a whole step above right now. They shouldn't even have lost the round.
Yeah, absolutely. But 6-1 reset the economy of Team Endpoint. And just Eagles to play with on that CT side. Very, very difficult to work around. Pushing now towards that B bomb site. It's Cryptics and Pickles to try and defend this one. All on their lonesome. Red Snake, the first man in. He's just going to demolish them. He says, I'm sorry about that other round. That was my bad. So I'm going to make up for that. I'm going to go absolutely ham.
With all that
and do some work.
firepower. Yeah, Red Snake putting it to him now on the previous round. Now with the MAC-10, he's looking to rack up some money. He's building that economy for his team, and he's not taking any risks. I love this. He's pushing around. He must have seen Yeah, Jess can see him out there, all alone with a P250. And well, Endpoint, they're looking to just hold on to what they get. And even then, Red Snake finds the kill. Headshot with a MAC-10 from a distance. Mighty Mac's the only man left alive. And he's just going to want to save onto that Deagle and armor into the next round, because Endpoint can't afford it.
Yeah, absolutely. Hold on to them. They'll be worth a lot more next round, so keep hold. Keep fragging, keep working. But 7-1 up now. And what I don't really want to say Infused are doing well, because we saw exactly what happened last game, and I see it potentially happening again. But that being said, Team Infused very, very far ahead in this one so far. It's going to be another eco coming out from Team Endpoint because they were reset. And so 7-1 likely to become 8-1.
Yeah, their CT sides across the board need working on. Maybe Infused have something planned for us going on to their CT side here, but let's focus on the half at hand as Team Infused massively in the lead, 7-1. Endpoint once again forced onto pistols, trying to build some sort of economy. And even when it looks good for them, they haven't managed to close out the rounds. Still, Red Snake rocking the MAC-10. He's feeling confident. He wants to push himself around the map, build up all the money possible for Team Infused. And here we go, Max, can he do anything? Gets the first one, nice headshot with a Deagle. Can he make it a second as his teammate by the side of him goes down? And well, Cryptics does a bit of damage, but it's not enough, and everyone's falling. Second headshot comes in, Fry goes down, and Mighty Max will be able to bag himself a gun. Let's just hold this and run away now. Let's not push into this anymore. Let's save it. They need all of this. They need that bank.
I don't know. I feel like there is an opportunity here for Max to go in and do some more damage, mostly just because they're already buying next round. They've got the money in the bank, so they're going to have that money bonus. So do a little bit of damage, put the economy of Infused under pressure, because you're buying next round anyway. Of course, if he does save it, happy days, even more money for him. Might even be able to drop out on AWP because he's got that armor.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Drop the AWP, pass it over to Imi, but get a really strong AWP buy-in, and that's how Endpoint can turn this around, because it was Imi who was doing it last time for him. He was bringing him back into that game. This is where you have to play the smart economy. Don't risk what Mighty Max has. He's saving them a good 3,000 there.
Yeah, absolutely, and a bit of utility as well. He can really go for a full buy here and help out his team. So I guess that's what he's going to be aiming for. There he is, Mighty Max on the screen. A little bit of facial hair, just about appearing down there on his chinny chin. 1 round to 8 now. Mighty Max looking good. The rest of his team needing to catch up. Pickles as well having a great game. Cryptics coming alive, but not enough. 1 to 8. Fry on the AWP. Imi also on the AWP. who's going to wake up first.
Yeah, Imi here, he is going to have to pop off. We need that performance we saw from him on Cash here on Mirage. He's playing down at ticket booth. He spotted out the first lot coming towards him. Misses the first shot though, as Fry desperately runs away, gets the second. Trials goes down. It's all on Imi here, as the T's do continue to rain in on him. The mollies go down. He's been put on 36 HP, now on 9, and they're literally just bombarding him with grenades everywhere. Can Emi pick up a second kill? He's looking for it. He knows the bomb's being applied. Goes for the spam through the box. Can't find it, though. Another smokes goes down, and he can't see anything. The spray's coming out from Cryptix. He's got to be so careful. But Infused, they've locked down the bomb site. They're able to get into position, and now it's up for the CTs to push their way back in. Imi, he's looking desperately for an opening. Nice shot comes in. Takes down Mick. Oh, Pickles onto Aaron as well. Fry trying to fight back. Imi's AWP's taken out, but it's 2 versus 3. Infused looking in a difficult situation. Can they hold this out? Nice bit of damage comes on. Red Snake finds one, but Jesper's going to close out the round, and Endpoint find it finally. Will they get the defuse, though? We're not in there on time, and he was ticking fast. He does get it, but...
Just about. I mean, that was by the skin of his teeth there. Jesp wins out the round for his team, and do you know what won it? A little tiny bit of teamwork.
Yes.
It goes an awfully long way, Jesp. So far...
Work with your team. Everything will come into play.
So far this game, we haven't seen a huge amount of that. But, you know, as they develop, as they get better, Team Endpoint are coming back into this one, and a little, not much, but a little bit earlier than last game, only by 1 round. But Endpoint not going to count that. They're still looking strong. You know, it's not like every round is a complete whitewash. No. They're still putting Team Infused under pressure every single round. It's not easy.
And I'll say this time round, Infused, while they have that mid control, once they're into a bomb site, they do lose all control. They don't really know where to sit. They're allowing Endpoint to come back into it, but Endpoint are playing it smart, flashing over, falling their way back into the game, and this is what Endpoint need to capitalize on.
Yeah, absolutely. Mick already going fast into this round, trying to get himself into the connector zone. But Pickles holding him down, not allowing him anything for free. And so Mick going to have to fall back. Instantly that position negated. Now, Mick has almost every round gone underpass. Red Snake, nice kill onto Jess. Mighty Max trying to get aggressive, not going to work out for him. He will find 1 kill, but that's all as Red Snake looking to be traded. And Pickles, no free kill coming in. I mean, now... Oh, he's not going to be given the free kill, I tell you that. But yeah, Mick, almost every round is going underpass. At some point, counter it, drop down from window, get the AWP in his face, show him you mean business, and stop him doing it. You take yourself a lot of control. Imi's
too passive. Since the early rounds, we haven't seen him go and challenge mid. He came from B 1 or 2 rounds, and since then, he's held back. He's now just playing towards ticket booth, and they know exactly where he is. That's why he was mollied out of position so much last time. I don't fancy his chances here. He's now in a 2v3, and it's only Cryptix on the B bomb site. The molly comes in, he'll be able to call it out. Will Cryptix get a kill? No, he won't, as Fry finds his head, and that forces Imi straight away. I'm saving it, I'm not risking this. And another round on the board here for Infused. And this is where Imi has to step up, take control, change up your position, play for your team, and get them opening picks.
Absolutely. Imi, the last man alive, just has to hold on to his weapon. Going into the next round, again, team's been reset. They haven't got a lot of money. They haven't got a lot to play with, so keeping hold of that AWP, absolutely crucial.
As my co-commentator coughs, I'll get him on it. I'll catch you off on there. To be fair, with Infused, they have managed to do it once again, but I'm just really scared that if Endpoint pick up any more rounds, that Infused might fall apart again. They're such an emotional team. We saw it from that first map. Now we're on Mirage, and we see it go 9-2 Infused with a big lead once again. Imi has managed to save the AWP. Oof, there was a T coming running towards him a little bit closer. But there is still all to play for. There's still many rounds in this. Can Endpoint make it work? Can they pull it back?
I do apologise. I appear to have torn something in my throat. That'll be all right. I'll let it bleed out and probably be okay. Yeah, not the greatest round there from Endpoint. They had to buy. They got the early, trades. Didn't go in their favour. But then they weren't able to get back into the round after that. Cryptix goes down. They can't get themselves back in. They can't find that evening frag to make it into a 2 versus 2. And so it just becomes difficult. Imi left all on his lonesome, but now taking a tactical timeout. A bit earlier, Jakey having a chat. Imi having a chat. Getting that input in. They don't look negative.
No.
They don't look negative. They still are in this to win this.
They're not tilted as of yet, and they've actually called the timeout in the right time. It's very key about when you do this, because you've got to kind of You don't want to take it too early because you can still get pushed around. You don't want to take it too late because then it's almost too late. They're 2 out of it. This is the crucial time because they've had a couple of rounds. They've now just dropped another one. They have been reset. How do we pull ourselves back into this? What do we change up here? And it looks like they're going to try and force us out as much as possible. Pistols have come in. Imi with the saved AWP. Got a defuse up on him. And a little bit of utility to work with. 3 towards A, 2 towards B, so still playing it pretty standard. And I'm just desperate to see Imi do something here at middle. He runs through the Molotov. The smoke goes down. He's down on 63 health. Goes to look towards underpass, but can't find one. Pickles coming out, does some work, but it isn't enough as Fry trades it out. And Imi, he did spot one man, but he was almost a little bit too late there. Can he find the kill? He knows exactly what's going on, but he's got to be careful himself because he's the only man with a gun in hand for his team.
Yeah, he was just hoping Mick was going for that same play. He'd get the opening easy free kill. Didn't work out. I think they were holding that in reserve, so when they really needed it, they could take down Mick and open their hand up for themselves. But not this time. Cryptic's playing close with the P250 in hand. Has to be careful. Call this into your team. Get your friends over here. Let them help you out. He's playing close. Aaron absolutely destroys him. No problem there whatsoever. So now in 3 versus 4. No long-range capability apart from Imi, who has finally rotated himself in, but no one's giving them an opportunity. Fry in mid. Chink for Mighty Max. Mighty Max not going to give up the kill. Just backing off. But this fight isn't working out. Hold on to the AWP. Take it into the next round already. Team Infused on double figures. And again, this is exactly what Thorin said on the desk. And these teams, they don't seem to know how to play their CT site. No. They just don't seem to understand how to hold a site and how to retake properly. They're losing so many players early on, and they're just constantly struggling.
Yeah, Team Infused looking very... What? What? Did he actually just stab his teammate in the back?
Why not, I guess?
Just, you're doing bad.
Matchmate.
Yeah. Someone's on the team, not happy with what's going on, I'll just stab him in the back. There you go.
Give him a stab. A little stab.
Put him in his place for a little bit.
Yeah, should do the job. Should do the trick. You see Jakey there looking very serious indeed. Jesp in front. Then you got Imi in the middle. And Fry, the injured man, back into the game. Poor guy. He's had fingers being a little bit problematic. And of course, Counter-Strike is a very important game when your fingers are broken.
But he's still playing well. He's got to give him that. He's still been hitting the shots of the AWP. Infused here, though. Round number 13. It looks like a very fast B push. Imi on that A bomb site with it. But it's everyone down. Nothing could happen. Literally nothing was going to happen. Imi finally finds one as he comes round. He's rotated all the way behind him, but it's a little bit too late. And Infused are probably saying, look, you've had that AWP for too long. It's time for us to take it now. We're going to give it to Fry.
Ooh, Imi is insane today. Obviously, that's not a skill shot. It's a timing shot, but that's crazy nonetheless. Great little kill from Imi. And, well, I think you'd be pretty disappointed if you were Fry at that point. Still 2 versus 4. Sorry, 3. There's no winning in this situation. It's just doing some damage. Jesp having an apple crumble there as he doesn't even see the player coming towards him. Now, I don't know about you, but when they were jumping out of the window and there was just flames everywhere, it was full-on Dragon Force, and I was just expecting things to start going horrifically bad, and somehow 3 players just dropped dead within the space of about 2 seconds.
Yeah, everything on T-side is going Infused way, no matter what as it stands. Endpoint, they can't hold it together. Imi, again, this is the 4th round he's saved onto the AWP. Pretty good, actually, that he's managed to save it this long.
It's an antique.
But he hasn't. Yeah, it's an antique in this game for sure.
His grandfather gave it to his father and his father before him.
He's not letting it go, but it does belong to Cryptics.
Indeed.
But Imi, he's not been impactful with it. He maybe got 1 shot and then fallen back. There's not too much he's been able to do here. Cryptics instantly had to move around. He's completely blind. Jesp is there to back him up. And on top of Aaron, he loses his head, but Fry's there to trade it out. 3 versus 3. And Endpoint once again got the B bomb site. Imi, though, a lot faster here with the AWP in hand. He's managed to get into the bomb site. This is good. This is so much quicker.
Yeah, but still incapable of holding a sight. Imi trying to get himself back in. 3 versus 3 retake situation. MCK going to go down as Mighty Max will dispatch him with a headshot. Peeking out is Fry. Red Snake to finally close off the kill. Mighty Max goes down now 2 versus 2. Imi with that AWP being careful, but Pickles darting in takes down Fry. It's all on Red Snake. The in-game leader will find one. Imi goes down. And now Pickles, the last man alive, has been spotted. Red Snake knows what's going on. He's dancing with him as he taps the diffuser. This could be stuck, but Pickles gives it up. Gives up the ghost. Red Snake knows what's going on. He's going in for the stab. There's no one there, Mr. Red Snake. There's no one there. Pickles has run away. He's lost the round. Not the greatest performance in the world.
Yeah, a lot of dancing, a lot of running around, trying to guess where each other are. But it's just not enough. Again, Endpoint, this is actually worse now. What is there that they can do to come back from this?
Well, essentially, they need to go back to the drawing board and they need to say, right, how do we hold a site against the rush? It's pretty simple. Use a smoke, use a Molotov. Don't then just sit on that. You know, if you're going to Molotov off balcony on B, they're just going to go through window. Then you go and stand under window and they jump on your head and you go, what's going on? I mean, it's pretty obvious what's going on. Pickles to open it up will take down Fry, but a lot more work needs to be done. Imi knocked down to 62 HP there. Pickles already on 19. And Jesp is getting aggressive. Who would have thought it? We'll spot the head of Mick, takes him down and falls straight back. And that's safe. Getting out of there, staying alive. Although I'm not a huge fan of Jesp's constant and continuous aggression, at least this time he's alive.
Yeah, he made it work this time, but you know what was interesting? Endpoint, finally, Imi going window room, going out in middle, trying to push for that aggression. Didn't get a kill, but at least he gave it a shot. He was there to back his teammates up. But look at this, Crypt in a good position. Can he make it work? Gets 2. Can he find the 3rd? Red Snake will find his head. But now he's in a 1v4, and it's not looking good for Infused on this last round. But he will have to get the bomb down. He's got 72 health. He's got a molly as well. Molly goes through, but Imi's already made his way round. He's getting closed in from every single direction. Goes out to poke it, but Imi's not going to miss that. And finally, Imi picks up a kill with that AWP. And we will see it go 12-3. But realistically, Infused, this was 10 times a better performance from him this time round.
Yeah.
Endpoint, they were just looked lost on Mirage.
Then again, I mean, similar scoreline to the last map. It was 11-4. So this massively now comes down to the pistol. Whoever can win that pistol round really should be able to win this. Well, that's wrong. If Infused are able to win this pistol round, they should be able to win this game pretty handedly. I don't see any problem really with that. So yeah, going into this one, this is massively Infused. You know, the ball is in their court. Play as they will.
I think here for Infused, they've just got to play really standard. Play back. Play for the retake if necessary, just let them in and play the numbers game. Yeah. Because if they, last time round, what happened was they just got dominated. The Glocks came flying in and they didn't know where to look, what to do. This time round, play it back, play the long range advantage, especially on a map like Mirage with the USPs. They should be able to hold it in and especially rely on Fry, for example. We saw him go absolutely, he was going insane last time round, yeah.
Absolutely bonkers, I believe is the terminology. But yeah, this is where it matters. If Infused take this pistol round, they have essentially taken the game. If Endpoint are able to take the pistol round, they're still in the game.
Yeah, there's
big difference there. Big difference. Well, I'm not sure there's a fighting chance. It is still 12-3. But
yeah, we said this last time.
I know.
We said this last time.
But we can't just say because they came back last time. Oh, suddenly 12-3 is a scoreline that's come back from. You know, this is still very heavily in favour of Team Infused.
It is this time. It was last time. But Endpoint somehow. They found a way. Can they make it happen again here? Infused. They're playing quite open. They already know where Imi is. That's a nice read. Fry starts off well. Now, the rest of them can hear the footsteps running towards Beast, firing off a few shots, but Cryptix comes in with the headshot. Mickey's got to do some damage here, finds one, but he can't get the second. Cryptix closing it out. The bomb is planted on the B bomb site, and all of Infused going together, and this is how you do it. This is how you retake. The only difficulty here for Infused, they're all coming from the same direction.
Yeah, someone needs to find a kill at some point if they want to get themselves into this one. Team Infused on the retake, all pushing in now. Charles and Red Snake both together. There is a kit to play with. Charles on 1 HP, still alive, and they're all getting cut down. It's all on Red Snake now. No armor to play with, no kills coming through on his half. He just can't get anything done. It's going to be the round going the way of Team Endpoint. And, well, they only need 3 games to win.
3 rounds to win.
Yep.
We're not playing best of 3. It is 1-1 in maps potentially here if Infused can close it out. Or will we see Team Endpoint go all the way again? They've got a hell of a lot of work cut out for them, but it is possible. It is Counter-Strike. We see these comebacks happen before. Infused, Deagles 5.7, Caesar 75, strong pistols, and they've all gone for the armor. Endpoint, got a couple of AKs and they can't afford to lose. Got a lot of utility to work with as well, and they've just got to play it slow. They've got to play it smart.
Yeah, well, someone needs to be smart at some point. 4 rounds on the board for Endpoint. The force coming out from Infused. Now, I'm not sure about this force from Infused. I personally think, you don't need to force it at this point. You have a massive advantage. Why bother elongating the process? You might as well just play it easy, play it safe. But I guess they want to go in for it. They want to try and finish this quickly. Whether that's going to happen, we will see. But the push coming in now. Mighty Max, the first man, the point man. Will he be able to get in and do some damage? It's going to be Red Snake trying to take him down. Nothing will come through there. But Trials, he's the man doing the damage. Push coming in. Also over towards Ramp.
Oh.
This is going so badly. Red Snake absolutely decimating, finding himself 2 kills. Now the remaining 2 players have to do something. Trials will go down. That's 1 kill finally going the way of the bought-up players. Imi, 1 man versus the world now. He's got a teammate, but he's too far away. Imi takes down Aaron. Lovely kill coming through. These AKs should still be able to do some damage. And Red Snake and Mick very low. Fry takes Imi. And it's all on Jesp now. 1 versus 3. Very, very difficult situation. Of course, he still has got the advantage of having the AK-47. Fry's recovered himself a gun. And this gets very, very tricky. He has to get that bomb at some point. With 20 seconds remaining, he's going to get timed out. And what they're doing here is very clever. They're not peeking him, and there's a very good reason why they're not peeking him. As soon as this time runs out, they're going to shoot him. They're going to kill him after time, and he's going to lose all his money. He does find himself 1 kill, looks for the second, but he can't find it. Infused may have just won themselves this game.
Yeah, that is a huge round to pick up. They've now annihilated Endpoint's economy. Endpoint, they might try force their way back into this, but if they did, that is going to be everything in the bag for them. Infused, pick up a huge round, managed to grab them AK-47s, and actually, just a smart play there. All of them sat back, waiting around, just didn't know which way to look, which way to turn. They were all over him, and a huge pistol round. The force buy pays off.
Yeah, personally, I did not agree with that force buy whatsoever, but the fact that Endpoint have given them that round is so disappointing. You can see their heads are dropping. This is a 1-1, which I don't think should have been a 1-1. They're trading, Endpoint win their map. It looks like Infused might win this map. At the end of the day, this could have gone so different. It's just been sloppy play from both teams. You can't say one team is playing really well. The other. Yeah, nice shot, but too little, too late,
Yeah, too little, too late maybe, but it's not over until we hit round number 16. There's still 3 rounds. The Team Infused need to grab. The nade comes in, though. There's a hell of a lot of damage. I believe that came from Fry down towards Underpass, and while Cryptics and Mighty Max, they ate that. Both of them nearly dropped to below half health. Fry starting off strong, putting on a lot of aggression towards middle. Trials there waiting to back him up, and the damage has been done across all these players. That's going to be nice and easy for him. Finds 2. Does he know Imi's there as well? And Imi actually spamming through. Trials, be careful, because he might go for it again.
Yeah, Aaron will find the kill onto Pickles. Imi finally closing out onto Fry. Finds that kill very nicely. Jesp with the Deagle finds another, leaving it now in a 2 versus 2. Aaron, of course, pushed forward, and the bomb again out of control. Same situation we had before. Aaron and Mick, however, this time, they have weapons. They have utility to play with. The flank all the way around coming from Imi. He is dashing it round to the back. Is Aaron going to be aware of this? Is he going to think Imi might come in behind me? Who knows? He's flashing himself out. Aaron, you need to check behind you, buddy. Otherwise, you're going to get caught up. Imi coming in, finds himself the free kill. There it is, now all onto Mick. 39 HP, will find himself the kill onto Jess. No need to peek that, but I guess do it anyway. 20 seconds remain in the round now. Imi on a 3K so far. Can he close this one out? Mick already been tagged up by Imi through the wall. Imi's recovered the bomb. He's going to be putting that one down with 10 seconds remaining. Lovely play coming in. The flash will fall. Does absolutely nothing as Imi sits on that site, very, very confident, spotting Mick, but he can't find the kill. 14 rounds on the board, and that is very, very disappointing.
Infused, you can hear them screaming away. That's a huge round for them that really shouldn't have even been possible. Imi doing great work with his scouts, starting off, getting the early headshot there, forcing him around. They've all dropped to so low. Trials picking up a couple of kills, but it was the smart decision-making. Imi coming from behind, finishing off Aaron, pulling it into that 1v1. And now Endpoint, they've got to be so careful here. Do they force up? Do they fully? And it is going to be a force. They're not playing to match point this time. They know that they want to buy into this, and they want to push Infused back before they build up any sort of economy.
Economy indeed. 14-4. Very little chance of going back into this one. Very nice shot. Pickles. He's doing some very good work here, but there's an awful lot more to come. Trials takes down Jest on his own. Mighty Max will be able to trade that one back out, so still potential in this one. Mighty Max does take down Resnake, and Team Infused, they're not on match point yet. They haven't got the 15th just yet, so there is still opportunity. Mick just trying to keep himself alive here by taking down Mr. Pickles. Just backing off, getting himself out of there. He's got some to hold on to. Not a huge amount of money on that Infused side. As you can see, there is not a lot going their way. But they can take it easy. I wouldn't advise forcing up again if I was the leader of the game.
No, Imi just caught the shoulder of him, sprays back, and Mick won't be able to hold it, won't be able to save his weapon. That is another round on the board here for Endpoint, but Team Infused on 14 only need 2 more to close it out. It's really going to depend on how they manage themselves now, because are they going to force into this, or are they going to wait it out? Are they going to play the smart play? Are they going to play the safe play? This is what they need to look for, and yeah, this is the right call. No money in the bag, no armor bought up, just a few P250s. And instantly the aggression comes out from Endpoint. Pickles stepping up to the plate, came up with 2 huge Deagle kills last round, now starting off like he means to continue. And that's a very fast round. Infused just looked to get that out of the way, and Endpoint put another one on the board.
Yeah, great stuff coming in there from the boys in blue. But there's so long to go. There's such a marathon ahead of them. You know, really, if this was a triathlon, they haven't even finished the first bit of the triathlon, whatever activity that is, whether it be cycling, swimming, running, or whatever else you can do in a triathlon. I'm not really sure. 6-14. They have 4 plus 6, 10 rounds. Yeah,
we're getting better.
That is my process of that. Right, if I have 6 oranges and I need 16. How many oranges do I need to put into my orange basket? It's 10 to win for Endpoint. I'm sure you maths whizzes at home will have figured that one out pretty quickly, but, well, I'm no maths whiz. Fry getting a good bit of information there, spotting out Cryptics, finding a double kill with a P250. Come on, wake up, Endpoint. That is abysmal. Looking for even more, and Red Snake from behind takes down Pickles. If this is how they get onto match point, I will be sourly disappointed in Team Endpoint. They've done so well. Fry with the AWP onto Mighty Max. That's a 3K so far, and now it's just Jess left. One man versus the world. Oh, no.
It's all starting to fall apart for Endpoint. Jess finds one, takes down the AWP, but he's still got an 8K and 3 P250s to deal with. It's looking good for Team Infused. They've got that bomb down. Jess doesn't know where to turn. He's got a smoke to work with. Throws it down on the site, but do you realize he just walked past the bomb and will now have to run back to it to pick it up? That's not smart decision making. They're all going to swarm him. Aaron does go down, can't get the second. Trials picks it up, and we go to match point in a way that Endpoint could have never imagined.
Yeah, I mean, if this is the Endpoint, then that is very, very disappointing. I'm sure Emmy will be feeling this one. But at the end of the day, we've got to think, you know, that first map, they had a great comeback. They really did well.
Took a lot out of them, though. Yeah, clearly.
Well, it took a lot out of them, but there's also a lot to take from it. Poor CT side, and that carries over. Poor CT side on Mirage as well. Very, very poor. They don't seem to know how to hold sites. But either way, that's over now. Move on. Think about how you can improve for next time, and they should be doing just fine indeed. Last round potentially here if Infused want to win this. Not the greatest buy coming out of Endpoint, but doesn't really matter, does it? I mean, they had the great buy last round, and they were beaten by literally nothing at all, except one guy having a push where he felt like it.
Yeah, Fry opened it up, P250 in hand, managed to pick up 2, then picked up more of an AWP. He did his job massively. And now, Team Infused, they've just got to wait for Endpoint to come to them. Imi does have an AWP, but is he going to be able to open up the map? I love Fry's positioning, playing towards B with that AWP, but spotting out middle. Mighty Max, he's just waiting for someone to come make a mistake here. They're waiting for someone to just push out. Imi looking for it, does go to drop a spam shot through, but it's not going to tag. Trials there waiting in the wings. The flash goes out. Trials finds Immy. Can he find a second? He knows exactly where he is, and Trials coming up huge, but he had to reload as Cryptic shuts him down. Red Snake does reply to Jesp. It's 3 versus 2. Cryptics and Pickles, the only men left alive. Fry still there with the AWP, and Red Snake, he has to run, but he burns alive as Pickles with the well-placed Molotov. He does have the bomb now. He will be able to plant. But he's got to be so careful. He doesn't want a CT poking up and catching him off guard at all. It's Mick and Fry left alive, and they're both coming from CT spawn. Can Cryptics and Pickles close this out? They've got a bit of utility to work with on both sides here. Anything's possible.
Yeah, still so much potential to win this one. You can hear their comms from here. We can hear exactly what they're saying. It's so tense. It's Mick up close, takes down Pickles, and now Cryptic's the last man alive. 1 versus 2. Fry has his number. Cryptic's giving away the position. Coming kill, the defuse comes through, and no kill is needed. A great round coming in there for Team Infused, and they do manage to win out the game. I mean, for Endpoint, it's got to be disappointing, but really, they never had a foothold in this game at any point.
Not at all. Infused there, they fought all the way into the very last minute. Endpoint, they just looked lost and slaughtered there. It was just every time they had a glimpse, Infused managed to fire back. That pistol round was so pivotal. Infused, even up 1-1, coming with a tie off the back of a loss. This was the best situation for Infused, realistically. Endpoint, they had a lot to lose. They proved that they could pull it back, but it just wasn't enough.
Yeah, so, I mean, great stuff across the board. But at the end of the day, just wasn't quite enough left in the tank for Endpoint. I think both teams can take a lot of good points from both games, and they can take quite a few points to improve on. And I don't think that's unfair to say. Infused do come out with the draw.
Yep.
But overall, I'd say pretty sloppy play from both teams. Now, Tom, I'm going to give this one to you to dissect, so...
Thank you very much. Lovely work from Herald and Banks there. Different sort of map there. Infused, they got the early lead and then they held on to it, which was different from the first map when they squandered it, didn't they?
And this was obviously actually the map pick of the guys from Endpoint. So the fact that they were worse on this map, really kind of underwhelming in that sense. I mean, again, they had the same problem. They were very, very poor on the CT side. Just played reactive the whole time, basically. Never really had any set game plan or adaptation. Just kept doing the same thing, getting pushed back off the sites. So I think they have to... The first performance, when they lost on Cash, okay, fair enough. Some things went against them on that one. This is the one where I think they really need to take stock of the fact that they didn't show up in this game.
Yeah, it was a case of, like, the CT side again. They just looked a bit lost, didn't really know what they were doing. Rotations were a bit off, you know, positional stuff, like setups. It was all off, so they really need to adjust that kind of stuff.
Perfect. Well, listen, it finished 1-1. Both teams finally get some points on the board for the Elite Series. We'll have a quick break, come back, and then we'll hopefully chat to some of the players.